Welcome into Bengals Breakdown. I am your host, Stone Shields. Thank you so much for joining us for our second watch party of the Bengals preseason. The Bengals just under 30 minutes from kicking off against the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And on today's show, I'm going to be doing a little solo producing. So it's just me and you. So looking forward to a great day today, watching some Cincinnati Bengals football with you guys. But if you see me look down, it's all good. I'm just trying to get everything organized for us from a producer's perspective as well. So certainly excited about the Bengals getting back out onto the football field today. Of course, they lost their preseason week 1 matchup with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're transitioning here, going on the road against Chicago. There's been some, tough things that have happened to this football team throughout the course of the week. Losing some guys to injuries, of course, Chris Evans, Deontay Smith, those guys probably going to be out for the entirety of the regular season. Left the Bengals joint practice with the Chicago Bears with air casts on their legs. So, unfortunately, that's just part of the kind of war of attrition that is professional football, right? So, unfortunately, the Bengals are going to be out without those guys. But some good news, I expect Charlie Jones to play today for Cincinnati. We thought he might had suffered a serious injury, but he's going to be out there today for the Cincinnati Bengals, and looking forward to getting that going and seeing him back out there with the receivers. So who you got for today's matchup against the Chicago Bears? Type CIN, C-I-N in the chat if you got the Bengals, or if you got the Bears, type C-H-I in the comment section for us. I'm going to give some shout-outs here real quickly before we kind of get our pregame show fully underway. Ty Man, the Buckeye, is back. He says it's game day, and he spelled day correctly. That's with an E, of course. Ty Man, appreciate you hanging out with us yet again. Derek's Young, he's back. Good to see you, Derek's. William House, also a loyal viewer of our program here at Bengals Breakdown. Wanda Roberts, thanks for tuning in with us here today. And SRS 528 says, appreciate the Bengals coverage. You got it, my man. Thank you for tuning in with us here today. So keep that coming in the comments section. Let us know CIN for the Bengals or CHI for the Bears. And while you're down there, if you could help us out and give us a like on today's video, that would mean a great deal for us. The more you guys like our videos, the more Bengals coverage we can get to you guys, and the more videos we can make. So that should be the first thing you always do when you watch a Bengals Breakdown video. First thing you should always do is hit that thumbs up icon and like it for us. So would really appreciate if you do that, and continue to do that throughout the evening, or the afternoon rather, if you're coming in and watching our show here today. Let's get to our Super Chat menu. A little bit different than what we had last week. Made some alterations to that. But the Bean Boozled are back, unfortunately. And read off some of these flavors for you guys really quickly. Pomegranate or Old Bandage. Buttered popcorn or rotten egg. So some pretty brutal things here in this canister here. But every 10 shares we get is going to be a Bean Boozled that I have to delete. And that's the main goal of our watch party here today, is we're really trying to share this video across social media. We're just trying to help grow our community here at Bengals Breakdown. We did a great job of growing last week. Got a few hundred new subs. Trying to do that again this week, so make sure you guys share today's video. And every 10 shares, it'll be a Bean Boozled for me. $5 will get you in a hat raffle. We're going to be giving away a hat at the end of today's show, and there's going to be a raffle for that. So if you send in a $5 super chat, that will get you ready for that raffle that we will give away. We'll actually have a picture of that hat, a little up-close view of that hat coming up here later on in the show. And $10 will get you, or I'll have to take a Skyline shot. So those are back. We got our little shot glasses here. Skyline chili straight into there. And I will delete one of those every time that somebody sends in a $10 super chat. Also, $20 will get you into the Jungle Club. Right now, the Jungle Club is just me and Chris. So $20 super chat, your name gets on this mini Bengals helmet. And when this helmet is filled out, we will raffle it off to someone and send it out to you guys. And the MVP of today's show, whoever sends in the most Super Chats is going to get 5 raffle entries for that hat. So that's kind of our Super Chat menu here today. And hopefully we can get those supers in a little bit more this week, and that will really help us grow as well. Before we move on, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Prize Picks, because today's show is presented by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 500 million active members. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And, really want to give a shout out to our friends over at Prize Picks. They're doing a phenomenal job with us being the sponsor of our show today. So really appreciate them. And here's what I've got as far as what I've got going for today's game. So I've got Jermaine Burton, more than 24.5 receiving yards. Logan Woodson, more than 125.5 passing yards, and then Tanner Hudson, less than 10.5 receiving yards. So this is the flex play for today, and I just need to get 3 of these stat projections correct, or excuse me, 2 of them, and then we get the money back, and we win big with Prize Picks. So really big shout out to our friends over at Prize Picks. They're doing a phenomenal job being the sponsor of our show today. So download the Prize Picks apps today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code CLNS for a first deposit match of $100. Prize Picks, run your game. So make sure you guys get those Prize Picks, download the app, and really get going there with Prize Picks. Really starting to get into Prize Picks recently here, and big fan of the app. So make sure you guys do that, and I promise you will not regret it. Back to the Super Chat menu here. Like I said, just kind of want to reiterate here that MVP is going to get 5 raffle entries for that hat that we're going to be giving away at the end of our show today. So make sure you participate with the Super Chat menu today. It would mean a great deal to us. And really looking forward to, hopefully getting some more supers this week. Because, I thought we did a good job getting some participation last week. But really trying to up that here with our second preseason watch party here as the Bengals get ready to take on the Chicago Bears. All right, so let's get into it here. 10 players to watch for Cincinnati in this game. Number 1, for me, it's pretty easy. Logan Woodside. Really liked what we saw from him last week. It felt like he was the backup quarterback. Jake Browning went out there and really stunk up the joint last week. And I understand what Jake Browning did last year, and there's no way that the Bengals are going to, think about making a switch at that backup quarterback position. However, if Logan Woodside goes out there and balls out these next 2 games like he did that first one, maybe we can start having some conversation there. He looked really well. I thought he had great command of kind of the whole offense, and it looked like his teammates really were buying in to what exactly he was doing out there. And when Jake Browning was out there, there was a lot of things that I didn't like. There was certainly some body language issues, I thought, and that's just not what you're looking for in your backup quarterback. You want your backup quarterback to be a guy that goes out there and everybody rallies around, and that's what happened with Logan Woodside. So he's my number 1 guy to watch today for the Cincinnati Bengals, 3rd stringer Logan Woodside. So what is your confidence level in Logan Woodside? Go ahead and scale it for us in the comments section, 1 to 10. Let me know what you guys think about Logan Woodside. Again, I really liked what I saw from him last week, and we'll see if he can kind of replicate it. I mean, he had, he just looked really confident out there for the Bengals. This is a kid that had a great college career at Toledo, and really, stuffed the stat sheet over there for them. So he's a guy that's kind of bounced around the league a little bit. If you remember, the Bengals did actually draft Woodside several years ago. So he's going to be the number 1 guy that I got my eyes on today for the Bengals. Secondly, I got Dax Hill. Really loved what I saw from Dax Hill last week. Of course, he is in that competition at cornerback with DJ Turner. And I'm expecting both of those guys to play today for Cincinnati. And we're going to throw DJ Turner up here as well so we can kind of talk about him at the same time here. But I think going into camp, it was like, okay, DJ Turner has the leg up in this competition. Then kind of the first couple of weeks of camp, DJ Turner felt like he was kind of distancing himself from Dax Hill. And after that preseason game, I think the competition got really close yet again. You saw Dax Hill getting a lot of reps with the ones throughout the week of practice. So I think it's very much a competition. Again, both guys expected to play for Cincinnati today. And that's, I think, is the biggest kind of battle right now, because you got the battle at right tackle, but with Mims's injury, that's kind of, up in the air. You got two healthy guys in Dax Hill and DJ Turner that are both going to be looking to go out there and make a statement today. It will be interesting to see how much DJ Turner plays, but again, I do expect him to be out there and playing for the Cincinnati Bengals against the Bears today. So I told you guys at the beginning of our live stream here that the main goal of today's show is to share today's video. We're really trying to share that across social media so we can grow, and that really just allows our more eyes to get on this show, and ultimately leads to more subscribers, which leads to more content. It's kind of just a chain reaction, right? And that's our biggest ask for you guys today, is really just to share today's show. It'll really help us out, so you can just do it across social media. And once, again, going back to kind of our super chat menu, if we hit a certain number of shares, 10 shares, I will be doing a Bean Boozled. So a little motivation to share this video on YouTube for us. Help us out quite a bit. Another guy that I've got my eye on today is Jermaine Burton. Was kind of confused as to why he wasn't getting out there earlier last week. But Zac Taylor said, the twos just couldn't get anything going, and he wasn't going to just kind of thrust him in when he didn't really see anything out of that unit. So it was apparently the plan to have him not come out until when he did. And I'm going to have my eyes on him today, because I think really hoping he backs up that performance from last week, because when they went to him in the fourth quarter, he was brilliant in terms of stretching the field. Being physical at the catch point, really took one away, went up and got one from a DB, and that's the guy that the Bengals drafted, right? He was known for being a really physical guy at Alabama, and I think he's going to fit in really nicely into the AFC North, obviously a very physical style of football, and hopefully he takes another step today, because I think he's going to get a lot more reps today than he did last week. I think we will see him a lot sooner, and he's going to have a lot more opportunity to go out there and really make an impact for this team. Another guy that I have got my eye on today is Zach Carter. If you've watched the show, you know that I've been very hard on Zach Carter. I've listed him as a potential cut candidate. I feel like, he just hasn't, when given his opportunities last year, he just didn't really do anything. And that whole defensive line unit really gives me cause for concern. Besides Hendrickson and Hubbard, of course, when we'll see them during the regular season. But I'm just worried this team's not going to be able to stop anybody in the run game. I think DJ Reader really manned that kind of that nose tackle spot for the Bengals over the past few years. I think a lot of people are going to realize that maybe we took DJ Reader for granted. And Zach Carter's one of those guys on the interior that's going to need to step up. And thought he was pretty average last week, didn't really do much. And, I think he's got to go out there and be a lot better and just kind of give this coaching staff some confidence that he can be a guy that they go to, going forward at that position for Cincinnati, and ultimately a guy that they trust. So I gave you, that's kind of our first half of people that I'll be watching for today's game, right? So let me know in the comments section, what player are you watching? We'll give some shout-outs here if we can get some comments rolling in here, some players that you are watching. Is it somebody that I have listed, or you got somebody new in there for us? Dr. B is in the chat, and he says he thinks Jermaine Burton will definitely be a star in the league, and he says he's definitely going to be watching Burton, and I completely agree with that. I just wanted to see him get out there and get more reps, right? Because I think he only had 3 catches last week, 3, maybe 4, but they were certainly very impressive. I want to see him kind of be the guy today that they're really trying to go to. Mentioned at the top of the show that Charlie Jones is probably going to be playing today as well, so really excited to see how he looks. Hopefully gets a lot of balls thrown his way. And, Jermaine Burton's certainly a guy that I'm going to be watching today. Um, Twandell Harvey says, I'm back, and most definitely Burton as well. And yeah, I think that's a big guy that I think a lot of people are going to be watching today. Certainly excited about. Star in college, seeing if he can't transfer over and then be a star here in the league as well. I think the Bengals feel really good about that pick. I think that you see them not rushing them because they know what they have at the receiver position. They're confident in guys like Yoshivas, and certainly Gesicki is kind of like a slot, even though he plays tight end, right? So I think they're just taking it slow with him. We mentioned previously that he might be a guy that's having a little bit difficulty with digesting the playbook, right? So that could be something, but I think they're going to have some sub packages for Jermaine Burton when the season starts, so that'll help him kind of ease into the season without having to be responsible for so many plays. William House says Tanner McLaughlin. I think that's me, I love Tanner McLaughlin. I think he will find his way on this list when we continue here. But, yeah, Browning's not going to be playing today. It's a rib issue, I believe, not a wrist issue there. But, yeah, no Jake Browning today. Just expect it to be all Woodside and Lombardi kind of going forward. And by the way, guys, I don't know if we've ever touched on this, but if you see the bots in the chat, just spam B to block the bots, right? So the bots are going to be in there trying to mess with our stuff here. But if you see them, just spam B for us to block the bots in the comment section, and we'll get those out of there in no time. So keep the players coming in, and we'll get to them more if we have some time here before kickoff. But want to move on and get to the rest of our list here. Muma Jongmeta, undrafted linebacker for the Bengals out of Wisconsin. Been hyping him for a long time, and was good to see him kind of do what I thought he was capable of doing last week for the Bengals. Thought he played really, really well. And he was just flying around making all kinds of plays for Cincinnati. And seemed to be involved in so many tackles, right? And he ended up leading the team in tackles there. So he's a guy trying to be that fifth linebacker for this team. I do think they're going to take 5. For a while, I was thinking, they'll probably only take 4. I think the top 4 guys are certainly the locks: Wilson, Pratt, Davis Gaither, and Bocce. But I think Jongmeta is going to be a guy to take that 5th spot and be an undrafted guy that makes the team for Cincinnati. So hoping he backs up that performance today at Soldier Field against the Bears. Another guy, Shed Jackson. He didn't really do anything last week, but that's also because Jake Browning was out there playing quarterback, and Jake Browning just wasn't doing anything productive for the Bengals last week. Cedric Jackson's a guy that Joe Burrow has really spoken highly of throughout training camp. Again, another undrafted guy out of Auburn, was with the team in terms of the practice squad last year. And he was a guy that if Charlie Jones was going to be injured going into the start of the regular season, which again doesn't look like that's going to be the case, he was a guy that I thought could be a threat to take that last spot in the receiver room. But didn't see much out of him against Tampa, hoping that changes here today. And we kind of see, the whole general public gets to see what the Bengals players and coaches have kind of been raving about with Cedric Jackson. Again, an undrafted guy, played his college ball at Auburn. And I believe he was there for 5 years. So he's played a lot of football. I think he's a guy that will be an NFL player at some point. Of course, has been a practice squad guy up to this point. Probably doesn't have a spot on the team now, especially with Jones being back. But I'm looking forward to watching Cedric Jackson today, and we'll see what he can do out there on the football field. Nate Brooks. Thought Nate Brooks looked really good for the Bengals in their first preseason game. Had 5 tackles for Cincinnati. Of course, the Bengals brought him in late at that cornerback position. Again, he's going to be a guy on the outside looking in terms of making the team, but he could potentially be a valuable practice squad guy for Cincinnati and maybe be that corner that gets called up when somebody gets hurt. So I'm going to have a close eye on him. Obviously, when you think about the cornerback position, you're thinking about DJ Turner and Dax Hill. That's really the main battle, but Nate Brooks is a guy that thought played good football for Cincinnati last week. And again, we'll see if he can kind of back that up and see what he can do going forward for the Bengals today. And our next guy here is who William House shouted out in the comments section, my guy, Tanner McLaughlin. Really like Tanner McLaughlin, right? I would be very surprised if the Bengals would move off a draft pick, right? They hate doing that. They always are very loyal to their draft picks that they draft in that year, right? They don't like cutting them before their first year even begins. So, but then again, the Bengals have a deep tight end room, especially with Eric All being back and healthy. You don't really know what you're going to get in terms of how many guys are going to make that to be on the roster from that room. Could they take 5? Maybe. I would be surprised. Teams have done that in the past, but it is very rare, and they would probably need to take 5 if they were to take Tanner McLachlan. But I've always said, or I have the past couple of weeks, that Tanner Hudson, the other Tanner, might be a guy that gets cut, and that could open up a spot for Tanner McLachlan. So I'm going to be watching, don't have Hudson on this list, but I'm going to be watching both Tanners today. I thought Hudson played well last week. Bengals could save a tiny bit of money if they cut him. So, if Hudson continues to play well, probably going to let him stick around. But I like the youth out of McLachlan. Played really good football at Arizona. His last 2 years was kind of bounced around before that, but he really shined his last 2 years of college ball. And we've talked about on this show Daniel Jeremiah, who's a big NFL draft analyst / expert, had him as his tight end 2 going into this draft. And that, of course, is only behind Brock Bowers. So I think that's a very noteworthy thing there, that I think there's a lot of people that know a lot about football that have Tanner McLachlan as a really highly rated player. So I'm going to have a close eye on him. Hope he gets a lot of targets today and can kind of make a case to make the roster for the Bengals. Remember to like today's video so you got some more audience coming in here as we get about 5-ish minutes around kickoff, well, when they're supposed to kick off anyway. If it's anything like any of these other preseason games, it'll be probably a little bit after that. But regardless, kickoff is around the corner. We got some more people filing in here. So make sure you hit that thumbs up icon for us. Again, really helps us out, helps us create more Bengals content, helps us grow as a channel, all that good stuff. So help us out, like today's video. And at some point, once we'll, going forward throughout the show, we'll put a goal out there for how many likes we're trying to get, and maybe I'll think of something that we can do if we hit that number. But trying to always have that 1 to 2 ratio in terms of viewers and likes. Not quite there, but close. So hopefully we can continue to hit that thumbs up icon, like today's show, and kind of go forward from there. So again, really helps us out. Hit that thumbs up icon for us and like today's show. Last guy on this list, going to spend a little time here talking about the punter position for Cincinnati. And some people shake their head at this, right, because it is the punter. That seems to be the most disrespected person on a football team, right, is the punter. But I know that if the punter goes out there and isn't very good, that has a significant impact on the football game. So the Bengals are certainly trying to figure out this position. Brad Robbins hurt his hip in practice, so he's not going to be playing today. So that gives Ryan Rico, undrafted guy out of BYU, an opportunity to go out there and really make things happen today. I thought Rico played well last week. I thought he really showed off his leg. But we'll see how he plays today. I think he's probably going to get all the reps at punter today, so he's got a really good chance to go out there and make a case for himself. Brad Robbins, I think, has the leg up, no pun intended, in this kind of battle just because he has been there. He has been there, and he was the guy last year, but he wasn't very good last year. I've thrown a lot of shade at Brad Robbins throughout the offseason, so I don't. He's not a guy that I really trust. He just had so many punts that you needed him to boom it, and then he hit it like 30 yards, and you're like, "What are we doing, Bradley? Like that's just not good enough." And Rico's got a really big leg, so I think the biggest thing for him is going to be how he does holding the football, right? Because I think that's something that doesn't get talked about a lot. But why was Kevin Huber so good? Yeah, he was a great punter, but he was an elite holder, and he always had the trust of the kicker. So I think Evan McPherson, believe it or not, is going to have a pretty significant say here on who takes this job if he can really work well with Rico in terms of that exchange between Adam Midas, the long snapper, and then Rico, the holder, and Evan, of course, the kicker. I think that'll give Rico a good opportunity. But it is noteworthy that when Rico was out there holding for McPherson last week, McPherson missed the kick. But it was a 57-yarder. So, I don't think that's something too significant there. If it was a shorter kick and he missed it, maybe that's something that's a little bit more noteworthy. But I think for now, not that big of a deal that kick was missed. That's a kick McPherson can make. It seemed like, to a guy like me that doesn't really know anything about being a specialist, it seemed like a fine hold. So, again, we'll see what Rico can do today. But it is a battle that I have a close eye on, despite the fact that it is a punter battle. And, again, punters usually get a little bit disrespected. All right, more opportunity for you guys to get involved in the comment section for us. Supposedly, we were just under 2 minutes away from kick, so that's obviously very exciting here as we get close to some Bengals football happening. But predict the score for me in the comment section of today's video. We got a low total again. That's kind of what we've seen thus far in the preseason, certainly last week as well. Bengals are 6.5-point dogs. Now, I don't know if you're a degenerate and you like to bet on the preseason, but I'll keep it honest with you guys. I got a small wager on plus 6.5. You got to get a little bit of stake in there for a game like this. So I think it's a lot of points. I think Woodside can go out there and produce for Cincinnati. So let's get some score predictions in the comments of today's show. Desert Ranger Jesus says 17-16. He didn't pick a winner, but I'm going to assume he's got 17-16 Bengals. And I like that number, honestly. I think it's going to be I would be surprised if both teams scored more than 20 points in this game. I think maybe one will, but it'll probably be under that. So I like that as far as the total. And, we of course, love a close game here at Bengals Breakdown. That would certainly get a lot more people in the chat here as we get down the stretch. But, yeah, I like that. Get your score predictions in for the Bengals here as they get ready to take on the Chicago Bears. Twandell, correct me in the comments here. I don't know. I'm going to say it's Twandell, but there's an extra W in there, so I don't know. Yeah, let me know in the comments, though. It says 31-28 Bengals. I like the result there, but as far as the total, that seems a little high. But, hey, I'm here for a high-scoring football game. That certainly makes things interesting, right, for the Bengals. But, I think that's a reasonable prediction out there. Dr. B says 17-13 Bengals win. I like that. I would like to see the Bengals get a win. I know last week was a game that they should have won, but they ended up not doing that last week. Kind of lost it there at the end, but should be getting close to kickoff. Continue to get your score predictions in the comment section for us on today's show. Also, of note, if you guys aren't subscribed to our channel, make sure you hit that sub button because we're going to be doing this every single week of the season. Of course, we're here today. We'll be here next week for the Bengals preseason finale, and then the fun really picks up once the regular season gets here. So hit that sub button so you don't miss any of our coverage. Really trying to get out there and grow our channel. And as we wait for kickoff here, whoever comments the most here in these next 60 seconds is going to get a free entry into our hat raffle, which, again, that's what we are giving out at the end of the game today. We are going to be raffling off a Bengals hat. So the next 60 seconds starting now, we'll get into that raffle. So spam your me's in the comment section, and we'll see who gets their free raffle here. Should just be, let's see, we got Twandell's in there. Again, William House, Rye 2K, he's spamming his me's. Brian Simmons, Dr. B, Ian Wood. See what we got here. Got about 20 more seconds here. We definitely have a leader in the clubhouse at this point. Grant Snake says me. Appreciate you tuning in, Grant. Jacob just got it. Good. All right, we got our winner here, and it is Twandell Harvey. So I'm gonna get that here in my notes, and you will be our first person to get in our raffle for this hat here. So appreciate you spamming those me's. Helps get our chat rate up, certainly. And let me just make a note here. And we're going to be doing that throughout today's show, by the way. So when we get breaks in the action and have opportunity to do that, we're going to do that throughout the show because, again, we're going to be giving away a hat. And Twandell says, let's go. Thank you. Of course. Am I saying your name right? Again, I see that extra W in there, so I'm not exactly sure. All right, so just minutes away from kickoff here in Chicago. And let's see here. Let's get this back out here. We're going to go with the who you got, of course. I think is a good way to kind of end this as we end our pregame coverage here, getting ready for the game. Who do you have? Type CIN for the Bengals or CHI for the Chicago Bears. Let us know in the comments section. I know it's the preseason, but I don't want to go 0-3. You know what I mean? I really don't want to go 0-3 in the preseason. I would like to get a win here. And something I haven't mentioned. Chicago is going to be playing their starters. So Caleb Williams is going to be out there along with all their other ones offensively. And so if the Bengals backups can go out there and play well against them, I think that's something that is significant. Caleb Williams, he looked the part first time the Bears took the field in their preseason game. So we'll see if he can kind of back that up today. Hopefully, of course, for our sake, he does not. But yeah, I'm excited to see Caleb Williams out there playing for the Bengals, or excuse me, the Bears. Number 1 overall pick, Caleb Williams. Give some more shout-outs here. Ian Wood says, Houday from the UK. We have gone international. Love that. Yeah, Twandell, he's not going to be playing the whole time. I bet he does play more than just a drive, though. He might play the whole first quarter for the Bears. But, yeah, we'll see how that goes for sure. And Roma Dunze also going to be out there playing. So we'll see how those two rooks do out there. I always think it's funny because, obviously, as an NFL fan, we all love the draft, right? But then people just automatically assume that these rookies are going to come in and be great. I mean, they're rookies, right? They're going against grown men out there on the football field. So, I know Caleb Williams is supposed to be this kind of prodigy guy, the best prospect we've seen since Andrew Luck or whatever. I'm not going to say he's not going to live up to that, but I don't know. I think the expectations are a little unrealistic for this kid, and it's kind of like no matter what he does, it's just not going to be good enough. And I think that kind of pressure is something that, certainly is difficult and, difficult to handle, especially as a kid, right? And that's something that he's going to constantly be dealing with here throughout his career. But it looks like we are ready for football in Chicago. So get your Houdays in the comment section because we are ready to go. Evan McPherson is going to kick this away for the Cincinnati Bengals, and we are live. We got live action here. Soldier Field in Chicago. Still getting used to that new kickoff rule. That's going to take some time getting used to. We got a little bit of a funky camera here. And immediately we got some laundry on the field, and we got a flag on the kickoff. So we'll see if it is a block in the back, presumably, against Chicago. And we're going to see Caleb Williams out there immediately for the Chicago Bears. And it was a hold on the receiving team. So that will back up Chicago a little bit. I'm just seeing some jersey numbers out there for the Bengals. We got Joseph Osai out there. DJ Turner will start the game at cornerback for the Bengals. So we'll certainly keep an eye on how long he is out there. Also saw Akeem Davis-Gaither out there for Cincinnati. So we've got some solid players out on the football field for the Bengals here. DJ Turner is out there. So I'm excited to see what he can do at that cornerback spot for the Bengals. Jalen Davis also out there at that nickel spot that Mike Hilton, of course, will man during the regular season. But he's a guy that's really competing for a roster spot as well. So Williams takes the shotgun snap, rolls to his left, and we got some funky camera action here in Chicago. Not exactly sure who caught that. They're showing Keenan Allen, so I'm going to assume it was him. So, again, Chicago's got their ones out there. The Bengals have their twos. And we'll see how this goes for Cincinnati. 2nd and 10 So we didn't see if that was completed or not. 2nd and 10, so either it was a gain of 0 or it was incomplete. But 2nd and 10 nonetheless, and Williams is going to go under center here for the Bears. DJ Moore in motion, play action. Williams rolling to his right, throws across his body back over the middle, and that's the type of stuff that Caleb Williams did all throughout college. But I don't know if he's going to be able to get away with that kind of stuff in the NFL. It is an incompletion here. But this guy isn't Patrick Mahomes. And if he goes out there and plays like he thinks he's Patrick Mahomes, he's going to turn the ball over frequently. And that could have went poorly for him. But instead, it falls harmlessly to the ground. But that will bring up a 3rd and 10. Spam those threes for us in the comments section immediately. Bengals getting this Bears first-team offense into a 3rd and long situation. We're 15 seconds in to the first quarter here at Soldier Field. Williams takes the shotgun snap. Here comes some pressure. Williams holding, running out of time, floating, sideline, incomplete. And the Bengals force a punt immediately. The coverage was great. They brought a little bit of pressure. Williams had some time and ultimately couldn't find anywhere to go with the football and ends up essentially throwing it away, and it is 4th and 10. And the Bears are going to have to punt here. So Lou Anarumo's got to love that out of his second team. Shaky start for Caleb Williams and his Chicago offense, and a perfect start for Cincinnati. It looks like we do have a flag on the field, though. What's up with this? Did this just fall out of an official's pocket? It looks like it just fell out of his pocket. Yeah, no flag there. We did get the flag notification here. Oh, we got something noteworthy here. We got Jermaine Burton back deep for the Bengals as a punt returner here. So this is interesting. He didn't even do this at Alabama. Is that correct? I have not seen this before out of Jermaine Burton. But Chicago will punt it out of the back of their own end zone. The kick is away. Burton back to receive. Drifts back. Another flag comes out. Burton's got it across midfield. He's got some space. A significant return there for Jermaine Burton in his first action as a punt returner. But again, there is a flag out on the field, so we'll see what exactly this flag is all about. Okay, I want to remind you guys here while we got breaking the action here, it is going to be a face mask on Cincinnati. That's going to back them up 15 yards. Really unfortunate. Didn't catch the number on that. But the Bengals are going in the wrong direction here to start. But really liked what I saw out of Jermaine Burton here on this kick. Let's see if the face mask is what allowed him to get it such a nice return. It doesn't look like it. That return was going to happen regardless, so I don't think that face mask really impacted the play, but nonetheless, it is a face mask. Every 10 shares is a bean boozled. Remember, $5 super chat gets you in that Bengals hat that we're going to be giving away. We'll have an up-close picture of the hat here when we get a commercial break that we'll show you guys. But, yeah, really looking forward to giving that away. Just got to get some super chats. Get the super chats flowing, and somebody will get that in a raffle. But here is Logan Woodside out at quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals will start their drive here on their own 20-yard line. Woodside under center. And the give is to Travion Williams, who gets a couple. Not much going there. Eric All is out on the field for the Cincinnati Bengals, wearing Tyler Boyd's number. I just had a bit of a lapse there. I was like, what's Tyler Boyd? Oh, that's a big Tyler Boyd. That's Eric All at the tight end spot there for the Bengals. It will be 2nd and 9. Cody Ford is out there. Let me check here, see if he's playing a tackle position. Because remember, yesterday or during the joint practice, okay, Ford is playing left tackle here for the Bengals. He usually plays more on the interior, but he's kind of their emergency tackle guy. So we'll see what happens there. Tanner Hudson in motion. Shotgun snap to Woodside. Woodside over the middle. He's got his man. It's Eric All. Appears to be a first down for Cincinnati. That was just a good drop there from Logan Woodside. A little 5-step drop. Plenty of time. Delivers a strike to Eric All. And that will be a first down for the Bengals. Excuse me. No, that is short. That was a pickup of 6. So, yeah, I didn't have the yellow line there out on the field. So, Tom Downey says this crew is really doing a tough job here. And I believe this game's on NFL Network, too, so I don't really understand that. But 3rd and 3 for Cincinnati. Woodside and shotgun. Running out of time, scrambling to his right, throwing. It is caught by Travion Williams, and it will be a first down for the Bengals. Williams was flanked out to Woodside's right, and kind of just got down the field a few yards and was able to make himself open for Woodside. Bears brought pressure. Woodside does a nice job staying calm, getting out of the pocket, and finding his running back, and it will be a first down pickup. Spam those ones in the comments. Cincinnati, 1st and 10 here for the Bengals at their own 30-yard line. The give is to Williams, and it will be a pickup of a few. Second down coming up for the Bengals. Like what I'm seeing so far from the Bengals here on this drive. Woodside kind of picking up right where he left off. He's just got this poise to him. He's as cool as a cucumber back there. He doesn't really look like a third-string guy, but he's doing a good job thus far for Cincinnati. All right, 2nd and 5, 12 minutes to go here in the first quarter for the Bengals. Woodside again in shotgun, wide receiver screen, and he skips it to Kwame Lassiter to second. Not a good ball there from Woodside whatsoever. Just simply threw it right into the dirt, and that'll bring up 3rd down for the Bengals. Again, bear with me here. We're doing a little solo producing, so I'll probably be a little bit behind on the clock, but yeah, if you think the clock's wrong, just let me know in the comments, and I'll adjust that here for us. But just under 12 minutes to go here in quarter number 1 for the Bengals. 3rd and 5 situation here for Woodside and the Bengals offense. I'd like to go to Shedrick Jackson here. Let's get him involved. He's going to be at the bottom of the screen here, and it looks like, did the Bengals get them to jump off sides, or did they false start? I'm worried this is a false start. Chicago says it's a false start, but the Bengals are going backwards. So it appears they know it is a 5-yard penalty. Let's get the word from the official here. Yep, it will be a false start on the Bengals, and that will make this a 3rd and 10 situation. I believe it was on Nate Gilliam, number 66 for the Bengals. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Bengals. Third and 10, Woodside firing. Pass is caught. Tanner Hudson will be a pickup of a couple, and that will not be enough for a Bengals first down. So the Bengals will be forced to bring out their punting unit here. Remember to hit that sub button. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers today. So if we did what we did last week, we're not going to have an issue doing that. Got over 300 subs last week, so if we can hang out in that area, we will be well on our way. Ryan Rico out the punt for the Bengals, and this one, okay, it's a decent punt. The gunner misses the Bears returner there, and it will be a pickup of a couple. So, okay, bookmark that one, file it away. Decent punt there from Rico. Could have been a lot better. And we have our first super chat of the game. Desert Ranger Jesus, $5 super chat, says, let me get that cap. Desert Ranger Jesus, you are on the board. We appreciate it, man. And, yeah, hopefully more people can be like Desert Ranger Jesus throughout the show here today. Get those super chats in. And, yeah, maybe that cap will be yours here as we continue through our Bengals watch party here today, so I will get that in my notes. Desert Ranger Jesus. Cool. So that means we have 2 entries. Twandell Harvey, of course, won our kind of comment challenge, right? 60 seconds, whoever commented the most, that was Twandell Harvey. So we got 2 people in our hat giveaway here. Hat raffle that we're going to be doing here. And while we got a minute, let me just pull up this hat so I can show you guys what exactly you're going to be trying to get here on today's show. So let's get this pulled up here. And there it is, just a quality Cincinnati Bengals hat there, courtesy of Fanatics, I believe. And we're going to get that hat out to you guys. The winner of today's raffle will get that hat. So basically what's going to happen is we'll run a duck race here at the end of the game. So if you haven't seen a Chat Sports duck race, make sure you stay tuned for that because that will be certainly entertaining. And I'll get the information of the winner. And, I'll give out my email, and then you just send me an email, get in contact, and we will get that hat out to you guys. So hopefully we can get a lot more people in this raffle for this hat, make it that more interesting of a duck race. But so far we got 2 people lined up trying to win this hat for us here on our second watch party. So kind of some thoughts on that drive. There were some good things, and then you get a penalty. Nate Gilliam, starting a little bit early, that makes it from 3rd and 5 to a 3rd and 10, and with the third-string quarterback, that kind of puts you in a bind there. So that's really my biggest takeaway of that drive is just that penalty there. You have a 3rd and medium situation where you can go out there and potentially get a first down. I think the Bengals were in that not short yardage, but that medium yardage situation. They've looked really well, particularly Woodside throughout, of course, last game and then so far here today. But you back it up, make it a 3rd and 10, make it that much more easier on the defense, and that makes things a lot more difficult. But Caleb Williams is back on the field for the Bears. 1st and 10, Chicago at their own 30. Gives it off to his running back, who gets a couple. Runs right up the middle, and a bunch of Bengals are there to make the stop on that play. So no fireworks offensively so far. We've played about 5 minutes of football here. That is Khalil Herbert, of course, running the ball for the Chicago Bears. Bears still have their ones out there on the field. You got Keenan Allen, DJ Moore out there for Chicago. 2nd and 8 for the Bears. Caleb Williams in shotgun. Pitches it out to Herbert, who tries to get the outside and is tackled by Joe Bocci towards the sideline. Nice play by the Bengals linebacker there. And it'll be another 3rd down coming up for the Bears. Spam those threes for us in the comments section. 3rd down, Chicago. 3rd and 5. Again, really nice play there by Bocci. He was able to get outside and chase down the running back there. Showed off a little speed there, did the 26-year-old out of Michigan State. And nice play by Bocci. See if the Bengals defense can get off the field yet again. 3rd and 5, Chicago. Williams in shotgun. Bengals showing pressure here, but they sag off. Bring 4. Williams fires over the middle. Pass is caught, but he will be short of the sticks. Tackled on the play by Mike Hilton's backup, whose name is Jalen Davis. And Akeem Davis-Gaither as well on that tackle. Nice play there by the Bengals defense. It will be 4th and 1 here. Let's see if Matt Eberflus keeps the offense out on the field for Chicago. They are in their own territory here, but instead they bring out their punter. You never know in the preseason, right? There may be some unorthodox situations where you're kind of going for it on 4th down, right? When in the regular season you wouldn't. But nonetheless, the Bears are going to punt here, and it is Jermaine Burton once again back deep to receive inside his own 10. And that ball will bounce and roll down towards the Bengals' 11-yard line. Burton stayed away on that one. And Logan Woodside and the Bengals will set up shop at their own 11 when they get back from commercial in Chicago. See if Woodside can, start to get a little bit more going for the Bengals here. He had a nice drive going last time. And a penalty really kind of stalled that out from extending that drive anymore. But see if he can back it up here on this second drive for the Bengals. While we have a break in the action, I want to shout out our friends over at Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Unlike other apps, on Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. Really enjoy Prize Picks. Told you about what I've got kind of on my Prize Picks docket today in this football game here coming up here. We'll show you this real quickly here. And, Yeah, so I got Jermaine Burton more than 24.5 receiving yards, and Logan Woodside more than 120.5 passing yards, and Tanner Hudson less than 10.5 receiving yards. So that's my, those are my picks for today. And remember, it's a flex play, so I just have to get 2 of these correct, and then we win big with Prize Picks. So I would highly recommend everybody out there get out there and do that as well. Really thankful for Prize Picks being a part of our show here today. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, run your game. While we got a second here, also going to take a look at our Super Chat menu real quickly before we get back out there to the action here at Soldier Field. Again, got a really nice Super Chat menu up there for you guys today, something that we can really take advantage of. We have some people that have done so already, so hopefully we can continue that here. Remember, every 10 shares is a Bean Boozled. $5, you're in that hat raffle. $10, it's a Skyline Chili Shot. We got it right here. Got the can. $20, you are into the Jungle Club. And the MVP, whoever Super Chats the most, will have 5 raffle entries into that hat. So looking forward to giving some quality stuff away here on today's show. But we need your help. We need a little Super Chat action in order to make that happen. Logan Woodside going to be back out on the field here for the Bengals. And he will set up shop at his own 11-yard line. Woodside rolling, running out of time, dumps it off to his receiver. And it is Kwame Lassiter II who gets it, but he will lose yardage on the play as he was tackled behind the line of scrimmage. All right, 2nd and 13 for the Bengals here. We got about 8.5 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Woodside in shotgun. Takes the snap. The give is to Travion Williams, who has some space. And it's a nice pickup for the Bengals' 3rd-string running back, Travion Williams, with a nice gain on that play. And it will be 3rd and very much manageable for the Bengals here. Again, backed up in their own territory here. It was a nice punt from Chicago. Burton laid off of it and trickled down to the 11. So the Bengals have a 3rd and 3 situation here. And let's see what Zac Taylor draws up here on 3rd down for the Bengals. Let's work a tight end back into the game here. I believe we got Jermaine Burton is out on the football field for the Bengals, and we got a tight end on the outside there. I believe that is Tanner Hudson. Woodside takes the snap. He's looking towards the tight end, and he's got Hudson, but it's actually McLaughlin. Just kidding, it is Hudson. Sorry about that. Tanner Hudson will get the 1st down pickup for Cincinnati. Look, they look the same, and the number starts with an 8, so I guess I was just hoping McLaughlin was out there on the field. I haven't seen him thus far for the Bengals, but Tanner Hudson will pick up the 1st down for the Bengals. He was lined up on the outside there and just ran a little slant over the middle. Woodside hits him in stride, and it will be a 1st down pickup for Cincinnati. 7 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. Hugo says, appreciate the stream. Of course, Hugo. We're here to provide for you at Bengals Breakdown. Bengals hand it off, and it will be a pickup of a couple. That'll be Elijah Collins. So Elijah Collins has been a guy that's gotten reps before Noah Cain. So that's something to keep an eye on there at that running back position. But I thought Collins played pretty solid last week against Tampa Bay, and he's back into the game for Cincinnati here in Chicago. Will be 2nd and 10 situation here for the Bengals, and they will go empty. 6 minutes and change to go, quarter number 1. Woodside takes the snap. Bears bring pressure. They don't account for it, and Woodside gets absolutely drilled, and his helmet flies off. Just an unaccounted for rusher just absolutely drills Logan Woodside right in the face, and his helmet comes flying off. For a preseason game, that is a violent hit. My goodness. And Logan Woodside got absolutely rocked on that play. Let's see if he stays in here. This is where you just hand the ball off. 3rd and a mile. Your quarterback just got absolutely lit up. And Yeah, he will stay in the game. He popped right back up, but took a massive shot there from so just a protection issue there from Cincinnati. Just an unaccounted for pass rusher, inexcusable. Better not happen again. And we have a pre-snap penalty on Cincinnati. Somebody's moving early. Hand it off, punt, try again next time. My goodness. Yeah, I mean, obviously you never want to see a quarterback get drilled, but for a second there I was like, God, imagine if I was Joe Burrow and he just got hit right in the face like that. Would have stopped the hearts out of pretty much everybody in the city. But Logan Woodside takes one for the team, and it'll be 3rd and 23 here for the Bengals. Just hand it off, move on. Try again next time. In shotgun, Williams is the running back to the left, and they hand it off. He gets one. Keeps the legs churning, gets maybe 2-3 yards, but it will be a long 4th down for the Bengals, and they will be forced to punt it away. Yep, when you give up big sacks like that, that pretty much kills a drive, and you're just lucky your quarterback isn't going out on a stretcher after a play like that. Took a massive shot, and Ryan Rico, again, will have an opportunity to make a little bit of a name for himself here. Coming out onto the field for the Bengals deep and inside of his own territory. The kick is up. It is away. And it takes a really favorable Cincinnati bounce and gets down close to the 20-yard line. So didn't fly that far in the air, but it takes a big Cincinnati bounce. Okay. That's kind of been my one-word reaction when Rico goes out there. Like, okay. I'm not completely wowed, but you could potentially take Brad Robbins' job. So that's something to keep an eye on here. As we go forward, kind of had to rush through that Super Chat menu as we were getting back from commercial last break. So let's revisit that here really quickly on today's show. Remember, every 10 shares, that's the big goal for us there. Sharing this video, getting it out there on social media so we can really expand our community here at Bengals Breakdown. So every 10 shares is a Bean Boozled. I think we only have 6 or 7 shares at this point. So we got to get that number up so I can take a Bean Boozled. Again, $5 gets you in that hat raffle. Cool hat, basic Bengals hat, something that you can rock any day of the year. Get into that raffle and that hat could be yours. Again, could win that thing for just $5. $10 Super Chat, Skyline Chili Shot. It's lukewarm, straight out the can. We don't have, I'm working here, I'm producing, I'm hosting. I can't run to the microwave and heat this up. All right, don't have any cheese, don't have any onions, no hot sauce. We're just taking it straight out of the can. Skyline Chili. Appreciate them for, it's Cincinnati show. You got to have Skyline Chili on hand in some capacity. $20 Super Chat. We're still waiting for our first member of the Jungle Club. It's me and Chris right now. So you send in $20, you get your name on this helmet. You're a part of the Jungle Club, which is cool. And then when this helmet is filled with stickers, we will raffle that off as well and send that helmet out as as a prize when we fill up that helmet. And then again, our MVP of today's show, whoever sends in the most super chats. So at this point, of course, that is Desert Ranger Jesus. He would be the MVP at this point. He would get 5 additional raffle entries. So you want to be the Super Chat MVP, get those supers in, and you will get 5 additional entries into that hat raffle. While we got a second, the Bengals announced that they are going to be wearing all orange week 1. Orange tops, orange pants. And Joe Burrow famously said they could play in trash bags for all he cares, but as a fan, that's pretty sick. They're going to be out there in all orange. Open in orange is what they're calling it. So get down in the comments. Let me know what you think about that. And, really excited to see that happen. The action, we are back here at Soldier Field. Caleb Williams back out on the field for the Chicago Bears. Takes the snap, fires over the middle. Nice pass there by Williams. And it will be a first down, or not quite a first down, but a nice pickup for Chicago there on first down. Matt Eberflus certainly looking for Caleb Williams to get some things going here out there on his third drive here of the day. Hasn't gotten much going to this point. 2nd and 2 for Chicago. They hand it off, and it's Muma Jongmeda. Meets the running back right at the line of scrimmage, and that will be it'll now be 3rd down for the Bears. My goodness. Jongmeda laying the wood. Boom. Incredible play there by the Bengals' undrafted rookie out of Wisconsin. Man, I really like this kid. I'm telling you, I really like this kid. 3rd and 2 for Chicago. Can the Bengals defense get off the field again? Williams takes the snap, fires over the middle. It was a great throw, but better coverage there by Josh Newton, the rookie. Makes a beautiful pass break up there, and the Bears will have another 4th down situation. Newton's fired up. Zac Taylor's fired up on the sidelines. And by the way, Jamar Chase is there, and he's got a big smile on his face as well. Certainly good to see him on the sideline after all the drama that, is going on with Chase. He's still there. He's still got a big smile on his face. That situation will work itself out in due time. Not worried about that. Not worried. Jermaine Burton, again, back deep to receive for the Bengals. And he's going to have an opportunity here. Fields it at his own 30, spins, and only gets out to his own 34 there before being tackled by a couple of Chicago Bears on that the return there for the Bengals. Again, we're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers here on today's show. So let's pick up the pace a little bit. We got some good viewership in here. So let's hit that sub button so you don't miss any of our Bengals coverage. Again, watch parties every single week. We'll have one next week. And that's Thursday night next week, is it not? Thursday night, that'll be a lot of fun. A little prime time action. So looking forward to that. And, of course, we'll have Bengals watch parties throughout the entirety of the regular season as well. So that's really the fun part about being the host of this channel, is on game days, getting to come in and watch the game live with you guys and just have great conversation in the comments section. We'll update this clock here. About 3 minutes to go, first quarter here. Bengals will have the ball. Defense has been outstanding so far. Unbelievable, I would say. And remember, they're going against the Chicago Bears ones out there right now. And they're just absolutely stuffing them. The Bears haven't been able to do anything offensively against Cincinnati. Again, I think the Bears are getting a little bit overhyped here. I think people are getting a little carried away with the Chicago Bears. Because I look at that division and I say, well, Green Bay's better, right? Detroit's better, okay? And then, I think you just got better quarterback play at those two spots. I think you got better head coaches, right? Matt Eberflus, he was a guy that was probably going to get fired last year, and he was able to hold on to his job down the stretch. So I think this Chicago Bears team is getting a little overhyped. And when you look at Minnesota, with the situation they have at quarterback, obviously you feel terrible for J.J. McCarthy, the injury that he suffered. But, look, they needed to go with Sam Darnold to start the year anyway. I don't care what you think about J.J. McCarthy. He wasn't going to be ready to go week 1, okay? So, and I look at Kevin O'Connell as a guy that he's one of the elite young coaches in this league, and I think he's going to be able to really be a problem even with Sam Darnold at quarterback. So if you're Chicago, you got a lot of work to do. And this is a team that, of course, had the number 1 pick last year. Wasn't where they were supposed to pick. That was, of course, in the Bryce Young trade that they got that pick again. But, yeah, I think Chicago's got a lot of things to prove here. And, of course, they have a young quarterback. But that play by Josh Newton, he has really opened some eyes for the Bengals. No Channel says, last week the starters did play the opening drive for the Bengals. They went down there and scored, and that was unbelievable. We'll see if they play on Thursday night. Not exactly sure if they will, but will be interesting to find out. Woodside takes the snap, hands it off to Travion Williams, who is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. It will be a 2nd and 10 situation for the Bengals. Approaching 2.5 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. Both teams have all 3 timeouts as well. Logan Woodside back out on the field for Cincinnati. Got to wonder how he's feeling right now after taking that massive shot to the face last drive. Lassiter in motion, play action to Williams, dumped off to Williams. Williams got a little bit of space, and he will pick up a big gain for the Bengals, but unfortunately, there is laundry on the surface, and this one's probably coming back. Illegal man down the field for Cincinnati, so this one is coming back, ineligible receiver. And that will be the rookie Matt Lee running out there even though he is the center. Yep, he's just a little bit too far out there. Yeah. But nonetheless, it is a penalty for Cincinnati. 2nd and 14. So penalties have really been what has hurt Cincinnati thus far in this one. Kind of just putting them behind the sticks. Handoff is to Elijah Collins, who's back in the game for the Bengals, and he doesn't get much. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1. 3rd and a mile again for Cincinnati. Looks to be another low-scoring preseason game so far. 0-0, and nobody's really threatened to even come close to scoring. But the biggest takeaway to this point has just been the Bengals' defense, because I think the defense is really flying around making a lot of plays. That second team looks good. And Chicago hasn't been able to run the ball very well either, and that's something that I'm definitely worried about with the Bengals. Woodside and empty, takes the shotgun snap, running out of time, steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle, pass is caught. First down, Jermaine Burton at midfield. Great job by Woodside, not panicking as the pocket was starting to collapse on him. Instead, steps up into the pocket and finds his rookie for a big gain. Just kind of a deep little button hook there from Burton. Just ran down the field, got out past the sticks, stopped on a dime, turned around, and the ball found him. First down, Cincinnati. Bengals at midfield, Woodside under center, play action, stepping up in the pocket, dumping it off again to Elijah Collins for a pickup of a couple, and we will see if that is the last play of the first quarter as we have 30 seconds to go on the play clock. And it does look like this will be the last play of the the quarter for Cincinnati. And this thing will head into the second quarter with a score of 0-0. Perfect time to remind you guys about our Super Chat menu. Every 10 shares is a Bean Boozle. Let me check these share numbers real quick, see where we're at. Okay, we got 8. Once we get to that 10 mark, I will eat a Bean Boozled. And full disclosure, I absolutely hate these things because they're disgusting. And if you just crack open the canister, I mean the smell just hits you right in the face. Just, oh my goodness. Even as I'm shutting the can, just, ugh, that's not good. So not looking forward to that experience. But hey, we get those share numbers up, I will eat a Bean Boozled. Again, we have this hat raffle going on. We are giving away a Bengals hat at the end of our show today. So you want to get involved in that raffle, send your $5 super chats in, and that hat could be yours at the end of our show. We'll do a duck race. Again, if you haven't seen a Chat Sports duck race, pretty entertaining stuff. And right now it's just going to be 2 ducks out there. So hopefully we can get some more entries out there for that hat raffle. Again, $10 super chat. I will take a Skyline shot, bringing that back after last week. Did 3 of them last week. So hopefully we can do a lot more than that today. And the Jungle Club, still waiting for our first member. Just me and producer Chris in the Jungle Club. Your name will get on this helmet, sticker on the helmet. Once the helmet fills up, we will raffle that off as well. And the MVP of today's show, we'll get 5 raffle entries into that hat raffle. Again, that'll be at the end of the show. So trying to get that Bengals swag out to someone. It's a really cool hat. And pop it on while you're watching our streams or watch parties, or if you go to a game, certainly throw it on for that as well. You're going, going to work out, throw it on. So, yeah, that Bengals hat just waiting to be given away at this point. Looks like we had Dr. B says $50 Skyline and Bean Boozled at the same time. Okay, you know what? Fine, Dr. B. $50 super chat, Skyline and Bean Boozled at the same time. We'll do it. I'm not looking forward to it, but we'll do it. Oh my goodness, just the thought of that gives me the willies. On the broadcast here, they got Director of Player Personnel Duke Tobin in the booth with Anthony Munoz. Duke Tobin, of course, has done a phenomenal job during his tenure with the Cincinnati Bengals. They continue to draft really, really well, and we'll see if those rooks can shine this year for the Bengals. Start of the second quarter, the Bengals in the pistol. Woodside sends all in motion, hands it off to Collins, who gets several yards, and they are close to another Bengals first down. We get this clock updated for you guys here. We are in the second quarter. There we go. 0-0 still at Soldier Field. Bengals in a 3rd and 2 situation in Chicago territory. Very much fourth down territory here for the Bengals. Woodside in shotgun. Hands it off to Collins, who is not going to get there. Make sure that was Travion Williams on the carry. And I would imagine Zac Taylor is going to keep the offense out on the field here on 4th and 1 for the Bengals. Let's let Woodside throw this one here. I know it's 4th and 1, but let's not just run it up the middle. Let's see what we can do here. Dr. B says it's only a suggestion, but yeah, no, we'll do it. I'm in. $50 super chat. The offer is on the table. It will be a Skyline shot and a Bean Boozled at the same time. All right, 4th and 1. Woodside under center. Play action, rolling to his left. Dumps it off to Williams. Beautiful play call from Zac Taylor. And that'll be a first down, Cincinnati. Looked like two guys went after the quarterback there as Woodside was rolling to his right. And he kind of just feathers it over the top to his running back out on the flat, who gets the first down and more before getting shoved out of bounds. And the Bengals they're driving right on down the field here. Elite play call from Zac Taylor and elite execution, of course, as well. First and 10, Cincinnati. Woodside hands it off to Collins. Collins has some space. Decent pickup there for the Bengals RB4. 2nd and medium coming up here for Cincinnati. Looks like we had another one to build there when you get a second, Chris. 2nd and 4 coming up for the Bengals. We are running the football a lot better today than last week. Last week, I think it was like 30 yards on the ground. Certainly doing a better job here this afternoon. 2nd and 5. Play clock down to 2. Woodside's got to hurry. And I thought he got it off in time, but it looks like Zac Taylor is going to take a timeout. Don't hate that timeout at all for Zac Taylor. Bengals now have 2 left in the first half. It looked like they were going to be able to get that off, but Zac Taylor's going to call one anyway there, and they're going to regroup here and get ready for the 2nd and 5. Need points on this drive, obviously. Bengals are in striking distance, well within Evan McPherson's range, who, by the way, signed his extension. Well, agreed to an extension, but it has not been signed. So after the game, McPherson's not going to be taking any questions about that extension because he has not signed it yet. So that's very important. I assume that will get done tomorrow when they get back to Cincinnati, but he hasn't officially signed it. But all signs point towards that happening, and Bengals lucky to have their kicker locked up. Having a good kicker, it's a weapon, and the Bengals certainly have one in McPherson. Woodside takes the snap. Oh, and that ball is floated up in the air, and it will be intercepted. I mean, Logan Woodside just got laid out again, similar to what happened earlier in the game. A rusher that was not accounted for just absolutely drills Woodside. The ball gets floated up into the air and is picked off by Chicago. I mean, my goodness, the 2 hits that Woodside has taken today have just been massive shots. And that is on Woodside, of course, for not picking up that he's in the wrong protection, but it also could be on somebody that's just blowing their assignment and not doing a good job of that. So Woodside takes a massive shot, throws an interception, and the Bears will take over, and it will still be a 0-0 affair as the Bengals don't get any points here. And not good for the Bengals there. But I tell you what is good. Another $5 super chat from Desert Ranger Jesus. Send some Bengals emojis as well. I'm going to write his name down one more time. And he's going to get another entry into our raffle. So we appreciate you, Desert Ranger Jesus. You are the man. And one step closer to you getting that helmet, or excuse me, that hat that we are giving away at the end of our show today. So really appreciate you, and hopefully we can get some more activity like that going forward. But appreciate you, Desert Ranger Jesus. You are the man. Oh, man, it really felt like the Bengals were going to get points there on that drive. Everything was going according to plan, and then just protection issue gets lit up. Never good to have your quarterback taking a hit like that. And pass just kind of floats up in the air, and it gets intercepted by Chicago. So we will see if the Bengals defense can kind of bail them out again. That's what's kind of been going on thus far. Bengals defense has looked really good. That's the main takeaway for me at this point, is that Bengals defense. Because, they have made Caleb Williams not look good. Obviously, he is a rookie, but we have mentioned that the Bears got their starters out there, right? And they haven't been able to do anything at this point out there on the football field. Really haven't even threatened at all. So let's see if the Bengals can't keep that up. Of course, remember to subscribe to our channel if you have not done so already. We got some new people filing in here to our stream. That's youtube.com/BengalsTV. Pretty much have a video for you guys every day, just about every day. So all the latest Bengals coverage, we got you. We'll have takeaways from this game after the game concludes. We have an instant reaction for you, so make sure you stay tuned for that. 12 minutes to go here, second quarter. Caleb Williams in the I formation. Play action, flips it to a receiver in a reverse situation. Jong Meta gets beat on the outside, and it's a big pickup for Chicago. Looks like Jong Meta just wasn't quite as disciplined as he needed to be on that play. Kind of gets beat and then is in a foot race with the receiver. Yeah, it's just a bad angle there by Jong Meta. He's got to go more lateral towards the sideline there. And results in a big game for Chicago. First and 10 for the Bears. Williams play action. It looks like he wants to go deep, and he will go deep. Does he have a man? Oh, they throw a flag. Come on. You kidding me? Looks like they're going to get Josh Newton here for pass interference. Chicago took a shot. I don't know. They are going to get the rookie. Let's take another look at this one. Ball's a little bit underthrown there. Newton in coverage. And the Bears kind of get away with one there. I mean, the receiver looks like he's just kind of fallen to the surface there. And will be a spot foul, unfortunately, for the Bengals, so they're going to be backed up here pretty significantly. And Chicago is now in striking distance with the ball at the Cincinnati 25 or the Cincinnati 15-yard line inside the Prize Picks red zone. Looks Looks like we had a pre-snap penalty here, and it will be a false start on Chicago, which will back them up a bit. I believe Caleb Williams was going for Cincinnati alum Tyler Scott on that deep ball, who I'm a big Tyler Scott guy. I know you Bengals fans in the area are probably well aware of Tyler Scott, of course, the former Bearcat, and I think he's going to have a good season in Chicago this year. I think he's a really good player and going to make an impact this year in the league. 1st and 15 for the Bears at the 20. Williams takes the snap, looks to his left, runs out of time, and it will be a sack. The Bengals get to Caleb Williams on 2nd down. Massive play there by the defense, and that is rookie Chris Jenkins, I believe. Oh, a nice little spin move by Jenkins, and he gets to Caleb Williams. How about that? So that's a nice play there by the rookie 2nd rounder out of Michigan. Didn't have his best game last week, but certainly an impact play here with 10 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter for Cincinnati. Great play, Chris Jenkins. 2nd and 21, Williams takes the snap, dumps it off to his running back, and he's met by a trio of Cincinnati Bengals. Pickup won't get much on that one. And guess who? Muma Jongmeta in on the tackle again for the Bengals. Continues to fly around and make plays for Cincinnati. Zach Carter as well. Another one of our 10 players to watch. In on the tackle as well. Okay, Zach Carter. There we go. Yeah, I can't believe it, Twandell. It's Chris Jenkins. How about that, huh? 3rd and 21 for Chicago. Probably just trying to make it a little bit easier on their kicker here. Williams takes the shotgun snap, looks over the middle, fires, pass is caught, and it will be a modest pickup on the play. And it'll be down at the 20-yard line, so Chicago will be looking at about a 37-yard field goal attempt here to try to get the first points of the evening, or the afternoon, rather, for the Bears. Cairo Santos will boot it for Chicago. 37-yard attempt. The kick is up, and it is right down Broadway. And the Bears have their first lead of the game, 3-0 Chicago. 9 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. Remember to hit that sub button for us if you have not done so already. Really trying to hit that 10K mark today. That is our goal here on today's show. So make sure you guys hit that sub button for us. YouTube.com/Bengals TV. Want to give a shout out to our friends over at Prize Picks because today's show is presented by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. And I told you guys about what I've got today with our friends over at Prize Picks. We got Tanner Hudson under 10.5 yards. We'll have to check on that. Less than 10.5 yards. And we'll see if he's able to do that. We got Woodside more than 125.5 passing yards. And then we have more on Jermaine Burton as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. That is my flex play on Prize Picks today. So we will see. Again, you only need to get 2 of those correct, and you win on Prize Picks. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS for first deposit match up to $100. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks. Run your game. New here with Prize Picks, starting to really get involved with them, really appreciate what they're doing. So I'm just kind of getting used to the app here, certainly, and yeah, trying to get more involved because it's daily fantasy, and they do really a great job of that. So the Bengals are going to be taking over here after the Chicago Bears are going to boot this one away. Joe Burrow on the sideline. Still got the blonde hair. We'll see if that is the case come week 1. I would like to see the starters get out there next week on Thursday night. I think they could use another series. Let's see if Burrow can't get hit. I know it's probably a crazy thing to say, but I would like to see him take one hit just so we're not really holding our breath once that regular season starts and he gets hit the first time. So Burton back on the kick return as well. So this is an interesting development. We didn't see a ton of Burton early on last week. Was kind of reserved for being out there towards the end of the game. But this week he's getting a lot of action, and he's out there on punts and kicks. Again, not something he did at Alabama, but we'll see if they're trying to carve out that role for him. Maybe with Charlie Jones, the knee issue, I mean, he was definitely going to be the Bengals punt returner. Maybe with the knee issue, they're looking to have someone else kind of have that role. 1st and 10 Bengals. Woodside back into the game, takes the shotgun snap, takes a 5-step drop, has plenty of time, fires, passes caught. Kwame Lassiter for a Bengals first down. Took a big shot on the play out near midfield. Get those ones in the comment section. First down, Cincinnati. All right, Nate Gilliam is out there on the offensive line as well as Matt Lee for the Bengals. Got some youngsters, Jackson Kirkland out there as well. Handoff on the first down play. It will be a pickup of a couple. And Cody Ford is manning that left tackle spot, has been all game. Second and 9 coming up for the Bengals here. 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Woodside going to go under center here. Elijah Collins into the game at running back. 3 receivers out to the right. Play action. Woodside's looking that direction. Dumps it off to Collins, who's got a blocker and he's got space. Another first down for Cincinnati. Big pickup for Elijah Collins. Somebody who's starting to make a name for himself here over these first 2 preseason games. Shows a little burst there for the Bengals, and it'll be another first down. Spam those ones in the comments section. Yeah, sorry, Desert Ranger Jesus. I'm doing multiple things at once here. I apologize. But, yeah, obviously plenty of reason to be concerned about the offensive line, given the injuries that they have sustained. Deontay Smith probably going to be out for the year. Mims, they're hoping he's back. Zac Taylor hasn't ruled out the possibility of him playing week 1, but yeah, things definitely switched up here on the offensive line. Woodside takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle, pass is nearly intercepted, intended for Shedrick Jackson. First time we've called his name this afternoon. Second down coming up for Cincinnati. Would like to see him get more involved. Let's target him a little bit more. Kwame Lassiter II's been a guy over these 2 games that have gotten a lot of targets, so kind of interesting that they have gone at him so much. Again, probably going to be a practice squad guy for the Bengals. Woodside, high snap, receives it properly, or cleanly rather, and hands it off to his running back for a pickup of a couple. Third down coming up for Cincinnati. Cody Ford, guy that is going to have to step up here. It looks like he's going to be the Bengals emergency tackle guy. I think he can play on both sides. Has been the left tackle today. And we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I do like his versatility that he can play on the interior and on the outside as well. But definitely don't want him to be out there too much for the Bengals at that tackle spot. Woodside takes the snap on 3rd and 5, running out of time, tries to use his legs. Man, he takes another big shot, and this should be a helmet-to-helmet hit here. There is a flag on the play, not where the hit happened, though. But it looked like he got hit right in the helmet. Instead, they call holding on Cincinnati. So that'll back him up, and we'll do it again. Woodside has taken, that is now 3 massive shots, all of which to the head. And he's still out there playing tough and balling. But kind of surprised. If you got a starter out there, one of those hits are certainly an unnecessary roughness type call on the quarterback. But Woodside hasn't garnered any of those calls yet thus far. And for the record, I don't mind that, but like let's make sure this carries over to the preseason. If we're going to make football a little bit more tougher again, I'm here for it. But this better carry over to even when the stars are out there. 3rd and 15 for Cincinnati at midfield. And we have a timeout on the field, again, by Zac Taylor. They are down to 1 timeout here in the first half. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go in half number 1. 3rd and 15 coming up for Cincinnati. I'd like to see McPherson get out there and have an opportunity to make a big kick. Had an opportunity last week, didn't go through the uprights. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. Potato Supremacy says, yeah, Mims will be out for several weeks. Not exactly a known timeline on him, right? But Zac Taylor did say it's going to be several weeks. So we'll see what exactly that means. Again, he hasn't ruled out the option of him playing week 1 against New England for Cincinnati. So spoken about Amarius Mims a lot on the show. Big fan of him. I think he's going to be certainly the right tackle of the future for Cincinnati. Will he be out there day 1? I think he was on track to be that guy, to be honest with you, until the injury. But I think the injury certainly affects that. 3rd and 15 for Woodside and the Bengals offense. Woodside takes the snap. Bears bring 4. Dumps off to Kwame Lassiter to the second. Cedric Jackson on the play will pick up a couple. And it'll be 4th and long for the Bengals, and they will be forced to punt. Well, I like to see a little bit more aggression there. Try to at least get yourself in a situation where you might consider going for it. But, yeah, 4th and 12 around midfield. Not worth it at this point. Just boot it away. Ryan Rico back out there to punt for Cincinnati. And this is a good one. Inside the 10 where it will be downed. Probably could have got even closer, but a Bengals member of their special teams touched it, and it will go. It'll come to a rest at the 10-yard line. So nice punt there by Rico. And looking forward to that that competition continuing. Yeah, the Bengals offensively haven't gotten anything going. Obviously, 3-0 ball game at this point. Defense has looked good. They were going to score, but then Woodside gets drilled and throws the interception. Obviously, I think some of that's on Woodside for not, checking them into the right protection, but I assume that's also a missed assignment by somebody, and Woodside just gets absolutely rocked. So looking forward to what Zac Taylor has to say after the game as far as what exactly occurred there on that play. Because, just as a fan, not exactly sure if that's more on the quarterback or a blown assignment by one of the blockers. Reminder to hit that subscribe button for us right now, youtube.com/BengalsTV. Looking to get a little bit of momentum going here. We got a decent amount of viewers in our chat here. And the goal is to get to that 10,000 subscriber mark. So hopefully we can continue to get more people in here. Again, help make sure you share this video for us on YouTube or on social media. And that will certainly help us grow. That's our goal for today. We're trying to get those share numbers in. Still don't have enough shares for the Bean Boozled. But a couple more shares, we will take a Bean Boozle. And that offer still stands. $50 Super Chat, Skyline Chili, and the Bean Boozle. So remember to get those supers in as well. we'll cycle through these super chat L3s here as we got the sub counter still on the screen. But, yep, every 10 shares we get is a Bean Boozle. Still looking to hit that mark. $5 super chat that gets you in that hat raffle. Giving away a hat at the end of today's show. So our first giveaway that we're going to be doing here on Bengals Breakdown. Looking forward to giving that away to someone. And, of course, got to give a shout-out to the people that are currently in that raffle, and that is Twandell Harvey, who won our most comments in 60 seconds challenge. We'll do another one of those at halftime, so a couple minutes here coming up. We'll do another one of those challenges. And then Desert Ranger Jesus as a pair of $5 super chats. So he is in that raffle twice. 4:52 to go in the first half here at Soldier Field in Chicago. Caleb Williams still out there. 1st and 10, Chicago. Williams, handoff. And that will be Khalil Herbert, who bounces it to the outside and gets a solid pickup on 1st down for Chicago. Second and 4 coming up. Defense has been stout all game long. Really just the penalty on Josh Newton that allowed Chicago to advance the ball so far down the field. Williams fires over the middle. He has his man. That will be a 1st down Chicago, and Muma Jongmeda, as well as another linebacker, Shaka Hayward, in on the tackle for Cincinnati. Another 1st down Chicago. Ty Kendall says, who got called for DPI? That was Josh Newton, and I thought it was a very questionable call. I don't think he really the ball was kind of underthrown, and the receiver was kind of slowing down, and it was one of those, bodies fell to the ground, and the ref felt obligated to throw the flag. But that really was not egregious, and I don't knock Newton at all for that. Newton's played really well for the Bengals. Handoff again to Herbert, who cuts it back to the left, and he's got a lot of space. And it will be a big 1st down pickup for the Bears. Gets pushed out of bounds on that play by Jalen Davis. And the Bears here starting to get some momentum going as we approach the end of the first half here. Update this clock here. We have 3 minutes to go in the first half. First and 10, Chicago. Bears leading the Bengals 3-0. Williams, 5-step drop, avoids pressure. Unorthodox throw there, nearly an interception. Again, not going to work in the NFL there by Caleb Williams. Just completely had his body contorted in the wrong direction and tries to throw it down the field, misses his man, and nearly throws an interception. Good pressure on that play by Cedric Johnson, Bengals' 6th-round pick out of Ole Miss. Brian Simmons says, love the orange. Me too. I cannot wait for that. Orange out week 1. Orange pants. Should look good. Williams in empty. 2nd and 10 for Chicago. Williams takes the snap. Bengals bring a little bit of pressure. Williams running out of time. Scampering to his left. Launching down the field. And it is an absolute dime by Caleb Williams to fellow draft pick Rome Odunze. And that looked like the 1st overall pick making a play right there for Chicago. That was impressive. Josh Newton in coverage. Had pretty good coverage here. This is special here by Caleb Williams. Pocket starts to collapse, rolls out, and just, my goodness, throws a dime right in the bucket. That's good coverage there by Josh Newton. Doesn't quite get his head turned around in time, but right in the bucket to Odunze. First time we've called his name all afternoon long. It will be a 1st and goal situation for the Bears as we hit the 2-minute warning in Chicago. So that was really the first time thus far in this game where Caleb Williams has really kind of knocked my socks off. That was elite. rolled out to his left. Of course, he's a right-handed quarterback, so then had to swing his body back to the inside of the field while rolling and loft it down the sideline to Odunze and put it right in the bucket. So that was elite. You want to do that here, Chris? Okay. So as we hit this commercial break here, in the next 60 seconds, the most comments, we did this before the game, but the most comments here in the next 60 seconds starting now, we'll get an extra raffle into our hat raffle at the end of the show. So take off for us in the comments section. Spam whatever you got to spam. Most comments here in the next 60 seconds will get into that raffle. Dr. B's in there. He's spamming his me's. That sports fan. Dr. Me. It's a two-horse race at this point. Spam whatever you got to spam in there. We are giving away another hat raffle here. Dr. B, that sports fan. It is a two-horse race. About 25 seconds to go here. It is still a two-horse race, and it's tight. My goodness, Dr. B and that sports fan going back and forth. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Dr. B, by the skin of his teeth, is able to edge out that sports fan. Tonka said, what's going on? We were, the most comments in a 60-second span was getting a raffle into our hat raffle. So, Dr. B, I will get that written down here in my notes. Dr. B. So we got 4 people in our hat raffle right now. 3 people. Twandell Harvey, but Desert Ranger Jesus has 2 entries into that hat raffle because he sent in $5 super chats. Remember, $5 super chat gets you into the Bengals hat raffle that we will be giving away at the end of the show. And Dr. B, congratulations, you are now in that raffle as well. We'll do that a couple more times throughout the remainder of the afternoon here on Bengals Breakdown. Dr. B says, good games. Well said. And, of course, remember to hit that sub button. Looks like we got a couple more people that have filed into our viewership here today at Bengals Breakdown. So hit that sub button. We're trying to get to 10K today. I think we can do that. A little bit behind pace, but last week we got well over 300 subscribers. So we can just kind of hit that mark again. This week we will be well on our way to 10,000 subs. So help us out. Hit that sub button. We're going to be doing this every single week, having a watch party and a little primetime watch party on Thursday night coming up next week. We'll see if the starters play in that game. I would like to see the starters get back out there one more time for the Bengals. All right, Williams has the snap. He's rolling to his right, running out of time, and he's going to float it. End zone. Incomplete. Again, some suspect camera work going on there by NFL Network. Pass was intended for Rome Odunze. We didn't actually see Odunze on the screen. Maybe he caught it, but he was just out of bounds. Let's see. Play action pitch, and then Williams rolls out to his right and fires to the end zone. And just bad body awareness there by Odunze. He was wide open, and it's a dart from Williams, and he's just out of the back of the end zone. So rookie mistake there by Rome Odunze, just not having a feel for where he's at on the football field. Play clock down to 2. Williams takes the snap, looks left. Bengals bringing some pressure. Williams dancing, lofts it up, and throws it away. Harmlessly out of bounds. Good coverage there by Cincinnati. And it'll be 3rd and goal coming up. See if the Bengals can't get another little goal line stop here, force Chicago into a field goal try. Might be 2 down territory here, though, for Matt Eberflus and the Bears. Minute 44 to go, first half. Soldier Field, Chicago. Williams in an empty set here. Bengals bring 4. Williams steps up in the pocket, looking around, running out of time, dancing. Rolls out to his left now, still alive. Now he's going to run for it, and it will be a touchdown, Caleb Williams. That was a special drive there by Caleb Williams. You got to tip your hat there. He was absolutely brilliant on that drive, and that looked like the first overall pick right there. I mean, just continues to buy time back there. Had full awareness of where the Bengals rushers were around him. Rolls out to his left, continues to keep his eyes downfield, and eventually takes off at about the 10-yard line and gets in for a Bears score. That's elite stuff there. Cairo Santos is out to attempt the extra point for Chicago. The snap, the hold, the kick. It is good as Santos falls down. Not sure what happened there, but it is a 10-0 Bears lead. Bengals defense has played really well throughout the game, but not their best drive. But also, that's just Caleb Williams being special. I mean, the big play down the sideline to a Dunze earlier in the drive to get him in that Prize Picks red zone, and that really was a big play for them, the best play that Williams has made all game, and then just a couple of great plays by Williams there back-to-back. Tries to go to a Dunze in the back of the end zone. A Dunze is out of bounds there. Follows it up on the next play by a little 10-yard scamper into the end zone and a touchdown for Chicago. Bengals going to have an opportunity to run the 2-minute here. They only have one timeout of note. And I would assume Woodside's going to finish out the first half for Cincinnati here. And that is Burton again on the kickoff return. So that's probably been my next biggest takeaway to this point is they're really trying to work Jermaine Burton into the return game, whether it be the kick return or punt return. We haven't seen Charlie Jones to this point, which is interesting. I thought he was going to play. Haven't seen him yet. By the way, Burton is grabbing his back as he walks to the sideline, so hopefully that is nothing too serious. But yeah, they're just trying him out at that position. I like it. I'm here for it. He's got the speed to do it, and it's a good way to kind of ease him into getting meaningful reps out there as kind of a returner. All right, minute 26 to go. Bengals football. Logan Woodson in shotgun. Takes the snap, looks left, fires left, and he's got his target. It is Cole Burgess. First time we have called his name. Undrafted rookie receiver. Out of SUNY Cortland. Nice play there by Burgess. Bengals going quickly. Woodside takes the snap. Running out of time. Firing. Down the sideline and just throws it away. Pass intended for Burgess once again. 3rd and 3 coming up for Cincinnati. 58 ticks to go in the first half. Bengals again have one timeout here. 3rd and 3 coming up. I'd like to see the Bengals convert here and at least make a threat towards at least a field goal opportunity here. Bengals ball 3rd and 3 at their own 40. Woodside in shotgun. Bears bring pressure. Woodside looks to his right, fires right, has his man. First down Cincinnati. It is Kwame Lassiter the second. Gotta go. 45 seconds left. Again, Bengals only have one timeout. Don't want to burn it here. Need a little bit more urgency from Cincinnati. They finally get lined up. 38 seconds to go first half. Woodside takes the snap. Fires, passes caught once again, and that is Shedrick Jackson. Just short of the first down marker. You got to think about calling timeout here. And the clock continues to run. They will not call it. 25 seconds. Bengals still trying to get organized. 22 seconds. What are you doing? You got to call timeout at this point. 17 seconds. They finally get it snapped. Woodside has it. Fires over the middle. Passes caught by Lassiter to the second. First down Bengals. 10 seconds to go. Here comes the timeout from Zac Taylor. Okay, so it worked out. Zac Taylor knew what he was doing. 1st and 10 Bengals, 9 seconds to go, and they should be well in Evan McPherson field goal range. 9 seconds to go. Maybe run a little out route here just to kill a couple more seconds before this field goal try. But good job by the Bengals staying patient there. I thought they were running out of time, but they get the job done. They convert, and they will be set up here 1st and 10. 10 seconds to go here in the first half. Bengals have 150 yards of offense. So at times, they've really been able to move the ball with Woodside, but then it's something major like a penalty or a big sack that really has set them back to this point. 10 seconds left. Bengals ball at the Chicago 36. Woodside looking sideline and just floats it away. 5 seconds to go in the first half, and you can expect an Evan McPherson field goal attempt coming up here to close out the half. Money Mac. The news broke yesterday that he's going to be getting an extension, but again, he hasn't signed that yet. I would imagine that'll take place tomorrow once the team gets back to Cincinnati. Okay, Ryan Rico is the holder here for the Bengals. Last time we saw Evan McPherson attempt a kick, he missed it last week against Tampa Bay, but it was 57 yards, and this one's not much closer. 54-yard attempt for the Bengals star kicker. Kyle Adamitis will snap it. Ryan Rico will hold it. The kick is away, and that is good. Evan McPherson drills it right down the middle, and Money Mac gets the Bengals on the board as we head into halftime, 10-3 Chicago. All right, that's a positive way to end the first half there. I thought the Bengals really did a nice job executing the 2-minute offense. Woodside really showed a lot of composure, and that was a clean operation there. Great snap from Adamitis, and the hold there from Rico was great. McPherson boots it, and it is 10-3 as we get that adjusted here. And the Bengals will be going into halftime down 7. If you're Zac Taylor, you got to be decently pleased with what you saw. Obviously, the points there is not what you would like. Only getting 3 points, but I thought at times the offense did a good job of moving the football. The defense thought played really well, and Caleb Williams was just really special on that last drive for Chicago. But maybe that's a sign of things to come. Kind of the offense is heating up there at the end of the first half. Maybe we'll start to see some more points as we go forward here. But yeah, the first half is in the books at Soldier Field, and it is 10-3 Chicago. So, hop in the comments and let us know what actually, we're going to do this one here. Sorry, bear with me here as I make an adjustment to what we're doing here. Yeah, let's grade Zac Taylor so far today. So far today, first half, A, B, C, or D, or F in the comments section. I thought Zac Taylor has been good. I thought he's made some good calls for Cincinnati. That third down where they had Woodside rolling out to his right and kind of dumping it off the running back, that's something he's done a good job of in the past. But grade Zac Taylor for us in the comments section. Squizzy's going to grade the Bengals, and he says a B right now. Yeah, I think, you sit there and you say, oh, they only have 3 points. That's, kind of at first glance you think, oh, they're not really doing a lot right. But I think they've done a lot more than what that shows, right? The defense has made some really good plays. And, again, it's been those major lapses by the Bengals that have really caused them to not score, right? When you talk about Woodside getting drilled twice and really taking those big sacks, and the one where the ball gets floated up into the air and it gets picked off, that's something that obviously kills your drive. The Bengals look like they are at least going to get a field goal on that drive. Ultimately ends in a turnover, and they don't get any points there. But another big takeaway for me early. All right, let's switch this over. We'll grade the defense here. Let us know in the comments. William House has given the Bengals a C so far. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair grade to give them at this point. Not a ton of positive things, I guess, out there. I don't know. It's kind of been a confusing half because they've done some things right. They've done a lot of stuff to scratch your head. Ultimately, through the first 2 games, apart from the first team offense, you haven't put a ton of points out on the board. So that's somewhat of a red flag. But let's talk about the defense here. Thought the defense did a great job flying around, making plays for the Bengals. so far in the first half. Mumajong Maeda is a guy that we've said his name a lot thus far to this point. And, he's done a really good job for the Bengals again. And, I thought the backups really overall did a nice job. On the defensive line particularly, right, that's kind of an area that I'm the most concerned about with this team when it comes to stopping the run and kind of providing some kind of interior pass rush for the Bengals. But, Mumajong Maeda, taking a look at the stats here, he has 4 solo tackles. Again, doing a nice job for the Bengals. Josh Newton is a guy that I think has played well. He was the victim on the Bengals DPI call that really set up Chicago nicely and allowed them to score that touchdown, which was unfortunate. But I thought he's played really well. He does have a pass breakup today. And he's been good in coverage. When he was also in coverage when, Caleb Williams hit a Dunze down the sideline for that big pickup. But I thought he did a good job there. So more good stuff from Josh Newton. I know he's got, burnt, or not burnt, but he was been the victim of a completion a couple times. But I thought he has done a good job. Chris Jenkins, we were tough on him last week. He had a really rough game, kind of got bullied around, especially in the red zone last week. But he did record a sack there in the first half. So something that is positive there because the Bengals need him to play well. I mean, second-round pick at a position of need in the interior of that defensive line. And, the Bengals need to get a lot out of him. I don't know exactly what his role is going to look like this year, but as that defensive line room as a unit continues to be thin, I mean, his name's going to get called, and he's got to go out there and produce. And the sack today certainly was good. Bengals doing a bit better job running the football today, 38 yards on the ground. That is more than they had last week, so that's certainly a step in the right direction in that department. See if we can't get these. Okay. See what we got here. Get some of these stats pulled up for you guys. There we go. So Logan Woodside, numbers have been pretty good. 15 of 20 for 119 passing yards. Has the interception. Again, he got drilled. The ball went straight up in the air. It gets picked off. We'll see what Zac Taylor says after the game, if that was kind of a Woodside issue, not checking into the right protection, or if that's just a blown assignment by somebody there on the line, or perhaps a running back that just left a man unaccounted for. But Woodside, I thought he's been solid. He's showed that poise. He's been rocked 3 times in this game. The interception, the sack, one of the sacks, and then when he was kind of using his legs trying to get a first down, took a big shot there. But he has really shown his toughness, and he has just popped up and done a nice job for the Bengals so far. We haven't seen starters aren't playing out there, so of course we have not seen Zach Moss or Chase Brown. Zach Moss didn't play last week either because he actually fell ill the night before the game. So that's why he wasn't out there. But we've the two running backs so far today have been Travion Williams, who I thought has run pretty hard for the Bengals so far. He's done a pretty good job. And Elijah Collins appears to be that 4th running back now that Chris Evans is going to be out for the year with that torn patellar tendon in his knee. So Elijah Collins will be interesting to see if he is a guy that's able to compete for a roster spot, because there's kind of been back and forth amongst the Bengals journalists as far as, are the Bengals going to be keeping 3 guys at that running back position or 4? It wouldn't be completely out of the ordinary to only keep 3, especially with Evans going down. But if they like what they see in Elijah Collins, he could be a guy to take that 4th running back spot for Cincinnati. Kwame Lassiter II, feel like we've said his name a decent amount here in the first half for the Bengals. He got a lot of targets last week too, but four receptions, 28 yards, did have that 15-yard pickup. That was solid, and leading the team with receptions there. No one else has even 3 receptions for the Bengals. Jermaine Burton has the 1 catch that went for a big gain, big first down gain for the Bengals. And, I got to get the ball to Burton more. He did, remember, grab his back there after that kick return there at the end of the first half. So hopefully that is nothing too concerning, and hopefully we see more of Burton out in the second half. But maybe they take the precautionary route, and that'll be it for him. But, again, that is one of the biggest takeaways so far in the first half is the fact that the Bengals have Burton out there as a kick returner and a punt returner for Cincinnati, right? Charlie Jones was going to be the guy that really held down that punt returner spot. He's, dealing with the knee issue. He was supposed to play today. We haven't seen him yet. Maybe we'll see him late. We'll see. But, maybe with the knee issue, they're looking to go a different direction at that punt spot, or at least just see what they have in Burton. And it's something that I've never really even thought of. I don't think many people have even talked about him being a potential punt returner for Cincinnati. But it's a good way to kind of ease him into getting some action out there, getting some live reps. I've always viewed him as a sure-handed guy at Alabama. He's never really had many drop issues. He's very physical at the catch point. So, he's a guy that could be potentially a reliable guy at that return position for the Bengals. Let's see, moving down here. Tanner Hudson, kind of going back to my prize picks flex play, that placement is not going to happen for me because he has more than 10.5 yards right now and needed less for that. But Tanner Hudson, guy competing for a roster spot for the Bengals. We'll see if he gets out there more in the second half. Haven't called Tanner McLaughlin's name at all so far, so would like to see him get out there and get some reps for Cincinnati. But just gotta have longer drives, and that allows all these guys to get more reps, right? Get more catches, get more touches, all the good stuff in that department. So just kind of doing a quick little recap there as far as the stats go here in the first half. So we'll see if the Bengals can't score a couple more points here in the second half. Be interesting to see if they bring Logan Woodside back out. We're going to see Rocky Lombardi at some point for the Bengals, but we'll see if they go with Woodside to start. I would like to see Woodside stay out there for a little bit longer, to be honest with you. I thought he's shown some good things for the Bengals thus far, and I think that we would like to see a little bit more out of him. He has taken some big shots, so maybe they'll want to protect him and have him not go out there in the second half. But we'll see. And we'll also see if Caleb Williams will get out there in the second half. I don't know. I mean, I was kind of surprised he went this far, to be honest with you. But we'll see if Matt Eberflus plans to send him back out there. As far as DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, those guys were pretty much out. They weren't out there a ton. But Roma Dunze, we'll see. Maybe they'll try to work those two rookies out there a little bit more in the second half. Before we get underway here in the second half, we want to remind you guys what our Super Chat menu is looking like here today. Every 10 shares we get is a Bean Boozled. $5 Super Chat gets you into our hat raffle. We have 4 entries into that hat raffle at this point, so hopefully we can up those numbers there and kind of go from there. $10 Super Chat, I will crack the can here for Skyline Chili. Lukewarm, we'll put it in one of these little cups right here, and we'll just enjoy it straight up because it's always Skyline time when you're watching the Cincinnati Bengals. That is for sure. $20 Super Chat, we will get you into our Jungle Club here at Bengals Breakdown. Got this nice little mini helmet here. Again, only 2 members of the Jungle Club at this point are myself and Chris. So looking forward to somebody joining us in that department. And it'll be a $20 Super Chat. You get a helmet sticker there. And once the helmet is filled up, we will raffle that off at some point. So, that helmet could get filled up today. We could fill it up right here on today's watch party, or it could take a couple of weeks. But whenever it fills up, that will be an item that we give away to you guys in another raffle. And MVP-wise, whoever is the Super Chat MVP of today's show will get 5 entries into that hat raffle. So as it stands right now, Desert Ranger Jesus would be getting an additional 5 entries into that hat raffle, which will end with a duck race that we will have for you guys here after the game. So looking forward to that. There is our Super Chat menu, and second half should be getting underway here shortly at Soldier Field. In the comment section, why don't you guys shout out your city in the comment section there of today's show. Let us know what city you are tuned in at watching today's show, and we can give some shout outs here as we get ready for this second half to get underway here for the Bengals. Dr. B says, don't forget the $50 super chat item. That's correct. So we added this last minute. Haven't been able to update the menu, but when $50 super chat comes in, that's Skyline as well as a Bean Boozled at the same time. So I'm not looking forward to that, but if a $50 super chat comes in, we will do that more than happily. We will do that at that point. But the second half is underway here as the Bengals will start with the football. And there is a penalty flag to start the drive, so I would assume it is a some form of block in the back. And that was not Jermaine Burton out there, by the way. It was Cole Burgess. So we'll see if Jermaine Burton is ever back in the game for Cincinnati. But he is not out there to return the kick to start the second half. Let's see what we got. Eric All out there on the field for the Bengals, and what quarterback we got out here? We got Woodside still. We got Lombardi. Let's see. Get a number on that? I can't tell. What do we got here? Is it 4? No, Woodside still. Woodside still in the game for Cincinnati. Gives it off to Elijah Collins, who gets a modest pickup on first down. It'll be second and medium for the Bengals. I like this. Let's keep Woodside out there. Let's see what we have in him. And let's see if he can't lead this offense down the field for a touchdown for Cincinnati. Still looking for the first touchdown of the game for the Bengals. Oh, we got someone watching. Skill GTA is watching from Munich, Germany. So we are international for sure. Appreciate you tuning in, Skill GTA. Woodside takes the snap, has plenty of time here, drifting back in the pocket and just spikes it. Looked like a blown-up play there. Looked like Woodside was kind of expecting a screen there, and there was simply no running back there to catch that screen. So he just throws it in the dirt, and it'll be third and long for the Bengals. And we do have a flag out on the football field. So we'll see what exactly this is. Is this an intentional grounding situation? Or just an illegal man to an ineligible receiver down the field? Who was it this time? Thought it was potentially going to be intentional grounding because he kind of just chucked it at the ground and there was really nobody in the area. But instead, it's an ineligible man downfield for the Bengals. Third down coming up. Woodside in shotgun. Travion Williams back into the game, out to Woodside's right. 3rd and 6, Cincinnati. Nice block by Williams. Woodside running out of time. Scrambling. He's going to try to use his legs here. And appears to have gotten a first down for Cincinnati. He appears to be shaken up. And there's another flag out on the field. So we got a lot to sort through here on this third down by the Bengals. Little grimace here from Woodside. But he's tough. Has no intention of leaving the game. We'll see who this penalty is on. Did we finally get an unnecessary roughness call? Personal foul, finally? I think we finally got one. Woodside's taken several questionable shots today. And it looks like the least severe of them all is going to result in a penalty. We'll see if they show this again. Was it a late hit, perhaps? Didn't appear like they got him in the head, but they may have been a little bit late. But nonetheless, they'll tack on 15 yards here. And the Bengals are moving along here. 1st and 10, Cincinnati. At their own 37-yard line. Woodside once again in shotgun. Takes the snap. Wide receiver screen to Burgess. Burgess has a little space, and he's got some blockers. Nice pickup out the midfield by Cole Burgess. Be another first down by the Bengals. Spam those ones for us in the comments. Potato Supremacy says, I was just reading the Bears fans' comments on YouTube, and they're going nuts over him going 6 of 3 for 75 yards. So sad. Yeah, I mean, he really didn't do anything until the end of the first half. But that last drive was certainly special out of him. But, yeah, I agree. He didn't really do anything until that point. Woodside under center here. Bengals at midfield. The give is to Collins, and he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Cody Ford, by the way, still out there playing that right tackle spot, or left tackle spot for the Bengals. Second down coming up. Towers Life, appreciate you for tuning in. Terry Schnebel, Robert Nance, getting those ones in there for Bengals first down. Appreciate you guys. Second and 9 for the Bengals. Woodside in shotgun. Takes the snap. Here comes pressure from the Bears. Throws it out to Eric All in the flat. Passes a little bit wide left. All can't come up with it. Just grazes off his hand. And that'll be incomplete. They are showing Von Bell's hit on Juju Smith-Schuster on Monday night. And I will always say that is the turning point of this franchise. When Von Bell absolutely laid out Juju Smith-Schuster on Monday night, things just went up from that in that direction after that. Woodside and empty. Bears bring pressure again. Woodside, pass is picked off by Chicago, and they are streaking down the sideline. Logan Woodside is picked off on the play, and the Bears will take over after that interception. His second interception of the game for Woodside. That time it was his fault, for sure. That is Terrell Smith who picks him off. Bears bring pressure, and then Terrell Smith just does a great job of undercutting the route, and Woodside throws it right to him. Interception, Chicago. The Bears will take over. So not the start you were hoping for there for the Bengals. Some positive plays leading up to that point, but much like the whole game, you blow up at some point, and that's what happened there with a Woodside interception. Again, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for us. That's youtube.com/BengalsTV. Let's see if we can't get a little momentum here. You're telling me everybody that's watching right now subscribe. I don't know if I'm buying that. So help us out. Hit that sub button. Michael's watching from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay. Got some people in Texas as well. Derek's Young is in New York City. Jason Ainart is in Folsom, California. So all over the country we got Bengals fans. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, $20 super chat will get you into our Jungle Club. Still waiting for our first member of the Jungle Club. $20 super chat will get you in there. And once that helmet is filled up, we will raffle that off. And I'm certainly looking forward to doing that. You can put it up there in your room, find a good spot for it. Really nice Bengals mini helmet. And we'll have your name, of course, on it when somebody joins that the Jungle Club. Also want to remind you guys to share today's video on social media. And as I check here, it looks like I owe a Bean Boozled here on today's show. Our first one. Remember, oh my goodness, the stench. Every 10 shares is a Bean Boozled. This is my first one of the evening. So let's see what we got here. We're going to spin the wheel. And Tom, it landed on toothpaste, but I'm not going to take the easy way out. I'm going to spin it again. I'm not going to be soft. Spinning it one more time, and this time it's juicy pear or booger. So looking forward to that. Here we go. Juicy pear or booger. Here we go. It's not juicy pear. Oh, wait, no water. I can't swallow it. I just got to take it. Okay. I've had worse, honestly. Overall, it's not absolutely horrible, but it's not good. But luckily, we're back to football here at Soldier Field, as the Bears did take over after Logan Woodside threw that interception. And Tyson Bagent is into the game for Chicago, playing quarterback. So Caleb Williams, his day is done. Just trying to get that, I guess, booger taste out of my mouth. All right, Bagent takes the snap, Looks over the middle, fires, pass is caught for a first down by Chicago. Nate Brooks and Shaka Hayward in on the stop. But Tyson Bagent shows off his arm there, and it'll be a first down Chicago. Bengals got to stop the bleeding here after that bad turnover. Would hate to see Chicago just waltz right down the field and punch it in, especially with their backup quarterback now in. Chicago, Bagent hands it off in a little reverse play, and it's another big pickup for the Bears. Close to another Chicago first down. That is Simba Webster on the reverse for Chicago. Tackle made on the play by Shaka Hayward. Second and 2, Chicago at the Cincinnati 18-yard line. Bagent in shotgun. Hands it off to his running back, and I believe that is Muma Jongmeta in on the stop once again. Let's see it when the bodies get off the pile. And yep, that is him once again. So Muma Jongmeta continues to make his presence felt. And Dominique Davis also in on the stop for the Bengals. Or excuse me, Carlos Davis. Recently signed defensive tackle. First and 10, Chicago at the Cincinnati 15-yard line. Bagent in shotgun. Former Bearcat Tyler Scott in motion. Bagent looking his way. Instead goes to his tight end. Pass is caught. Jongmeta again on the stop. But Chicago's close to another first down. They may have gotten it, and they are well within striking distance, and they are well within the Prize Picks red zone. So remember, download the Prize Picks apps today. Use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, run your game. Second and 1, Chicago at the Cincinnati 6. Bagent takes it, hands it off to his running back, who gets a couple, and it will be enough for the first down. Jordan Battle in on the stop for Cincinnati. First time we've called his name today. Yeah, I think we kind of thought that strong safety was kind of going to be a battle, but I think at this point it's 100% Von Bell, and that's where Lou Anarumo's going. And at some point it'll be Jordan Battles, but not anytime close to the foreseeable future. All right, first and goal, Chicago at the 5. Bagent again in shotgun. 4 seconds to go on the play clock. Hands it off once again. And several Bengals are there for the stop, and it will be second and goal. Shaka Hayward in on the stop. Cedric Johnson as well. And Travis Bell. Bengals got some new bodies into the game. Looks like mostly third-teamers at this point besides Jordan Battle. Second and goal coming up for the Bears. Bagent rolling to his right, has a man, and he misses him. Josh Newton in coverage. That should have been 6. Bagent throws it a little bit high and a little bit too hard. Goes through his intended receiver's hands, and it will be third and goal. Bengals catch a break there with that one. Looked like that one certainly was going to be a touchdown for Chicago. Chicago will huddle up here. Third and goal situation coming up. 7 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. 5 seconds on the play clock. Bagent takes the snap, looks to his right, floats it, corner of the end zone. Pass is caught by Pettis. Touchdown, Chicago. And the Bears take a 16-3 lead. Just not good. Of course, all this started with the Woodside interception. Then the Bengals' third-team defense lets the Bears just drive right on down the field. Of course, after starting in good field position, that was Josh Newton in coverage. Pettis just gets away from him and it's kind of all alone there in the corner of the end zone, and it is 16-3 Bears. Cairo Santos will be on to attempt the extra point. And the kick is away, and it is good. 17-3 Chicago, halfway point of the third quarter. So not an ideal start to the second half for the Bengals with an interception, then giving up a touchdown. We'll see if Woodside returns to the field or if they will go in Rocky Lombardi's direction. Want to give a shout out to our friends over at Prize Picks because today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And unlike other apps on Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Told you guys about my flex play that we've got going on here during this football game. Had less on Tanner Hudson, 10.5 receiving yards. Unfortunately, that's not going to work out for me. But I did have more on Burton, which also appears to not work out for me as his day looks like it is done, and more on Woodside. So that one might hit, but overall that flex play, not ideal for me to start out kind of our first flex play with our friends over at Prize Picks. But download the Prize Picks apps today and use code CLNS for a first-time deposit match up to $100. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, run your game. Really starting to kind of just get involved with Prize Picks and can't recommend it to you guys enough. Appreciate them being our sponsor on today's live show. And really recommend, if, of course, you've got some money that you can afford to get out there and take advantage of our friends over at Prize Picks. Again, here's our Super Chat menu as the Bears do take a 17-3 lead over Cincinnati. Anyone that was active with kind of the line on today's show, or on this game, was 6.5. In favor of the Chicago Bears. So the Bengals, if they're going to cover that, they need to really get going here in the third quarter. And, again, we'll see if Woodside is going to take the field for the Bengals or if they go in Rocky Lombardi's direction here as we're at about the midway point of the third quarter. Kick is away. The Bengals have it. And Kwame Lassiter II is back there to return. And per usual, another flag is out there on the football field. And I assume this will be another hold on the Bengals. And it is. The Bengals will back up here as they get ready to start this drive here in the third quarter. Cam Taylor-Britt getting interviewed by Marissa Contepelli on the sideline. Expecting a big year out of CTB. Certainly cornerback 1 for the Bengals. We'll see who his running mate is on the opposite side, though, whether that's going to be D.J. Turner or Dax Hill. But it is Woodside back into the game, and he pitches it off to Noah Cain. First time we have called his name today, and he will lose yardage on the play. Noah Cain is RB5 at this point, with Chris Evans being out for the regular season. So probably going to be a guy that's on the outside looking in, but maybe he's completing for a practice squad opportunity here for the Bengals. I do like this, keeping Woodside out there. Let's see what he's got. No disrespect to Rocky Lombardi, but I think we can go with keep Woodside out there and see what he can do for the Bengals. Second and long, Woodside. 5-step drop, running out of time, dumps it off to Noah Cain, who got it, and he picks up a couple. Had Eric All Jr. out blocking for him out in front, and it will bring up a third and very long for the Bengals. Robert Nance says no bueno for the backups today. I think as we've gotten deeper into the backups, that's something you certainly could say, but really loved how the defense started the game. Had a lot of twos out there. We did see D.J. Turner there for a while as well. And I believe it was 3 straight 3-and-outs for Caleb Williams. It definitely was 2 straight. But I thought they did a really nice job flying around making plays. But, yeah, since then, giving up some long drives that are obviously far from ideal. 3rd and 10 for Cincinnati. Woodside in empty. Drops back. Again running out of time, and he's going to get sacked at his own 1-yard line. And the Bears brought pressure in, had 3 guys really just right in his face. Looks like a missed block by Cody Ford on that play. And Woodside's going to meander back to his sideline as it's a 4th and 24 for the Bengals. So this has gotten kind of ugly here as things have kind of gone sideways for us thus far. And we do have a new pin poll up for you guys to grade the Bengals so far today. So let us know what you think in the comments section. Ryan Rico out of the back of his own end zone. Kick is away to midfield. Not a bad kick whatsoever. Chicago's going the wrong way as they go backwards. Not exactly sure what that guy's doing. But Bengals catch a break as the Bears will instead start at their own 45-yard line. So, in the comment section, grade the Bengals' performance so far today. Obviously, the game's not over. Still have plenty of football left. But give us a grade right now. Switching the pin poll up, so get down in the comment section. Let us know what you think, and also vote on that pin poll for us. Give us a grade so far for the Bengals. I would say B early on, but now it's slowly starting to go towards the C range, and we could even approach the D range if things kind of stay on the same trajectory that they are on right now. Need to see a stop here from the Bengals. Again, Chicago getting good field position. Chicago certainly has the advantage in the field position battle. Feels like Ryan Rico's been punting super deep back or super backed up in his own territory a lot today. So Robert Dillon says C. Yeah, unfortunately, that's probably where we're at here. Probably a C performance thus far for the Bengals. Started out good. Saw some promising things early on, and it's kind of gone sideways for us. William House says D. Yeah, I don't hate that grade either. I mean, I hate it for the Bengals, but I think it's a reasonable to say this is a D situation for Cincinnati at this point. Someone says, why don't the Bengals let Rocky play? Yeah, they want to see what they've got in Logan Woodside. You know, Rocky Lombardi, no disrespect to him, but he's not going to have any type of role with this team, right? He may be as a practice squad guy, but, you know, Browning's going to be the backup, and then they want to make sure that they've got the right guy behind Browning here with Woodside. And I like what I see from him. He certainly hasn't played as well as he played last week, that's for sure. I love his toughness out there. You know, he's taken some big shots today and continues to pop up. But his decision making, the first interception, not going to knock him for that. The second one was bad. So, you know, I would like to see. We saw the other day with the Rams, they let Stetson Bennett just go out there the whole game. So maybe that's in the cards for Bajan or Woodside here for Cincinnati. But we'll see what happens in that regard. But overall, I would say I'm not too terribly disappointed in what he has done. Again, he's out there with the third string offensive line. So, I mean, we're all Bengals fans. We know that when you get to the third string offensive line and you play for the Cincinnati Bengals, you're not going to be very good. So, it's kind of what we're looking at so far. So, get those grades in there in the comment section for us of today's video. The Bears will take over here at their own 45-yard line. Bajan under center, hands it off. And Joe Bocci is there on the stop for, or that's Justin Blazek, actually, on the stop there for Cincinnati. Pickup of several here for the Bears. Marissa Contepelli talking to Mike Gesicki over on the sideline. Really excited about Gesicki. As far as the new guys, he might be the guy that excites me the most. Bagent takes the snap, floats it over the middle. He's got a man. That's another first down and a big pickup for Chicago. A little extracurricular activity there after the play. And that'll be a first down for the Bears. And the Bears continue to move through these Cincinnati Bengals third stringers, and we're once again in striking distance for the Bears. (17-3) Chicago, and we got about 4 minutes left in the third quarter. First and 10 Bears at the Cincinnati 25-yard line. Handoff back to the line of scrimmage there for Chicago. Several Bengals in on the stop. Including Lance Robinson. First time we have called his name today. So he's kind of that third nickel, I guess, behind Mike Hilton and Jalen Davis. Another guy probably on the outside looking in, as a lot of these guys that are out there on the field are. But Lance Robinson in on the stop there for Cincinnati. No gain for Chicago. Second and 10, Bagent in empty. Bagent takes the snap, floats it deep, sideline, end zone, pass is caught, touchdown again, Pettis again. Chicago extends their lead. It is 23-3 at Soldier Field, and things have officially gotten ugly for the Bengals. Beautiful throw there down the sideline by Bagent. Not horrible coverage there on the play, but Bagent puts it right in the bucket. And, yeah, that's good coverage there by Lance Robinson, but an even better throw. Pettis has the bigger frame. He goes up there, makes the catch, and it is 23-3 Chicago. Oof. Things are trending in that D range for sure. Cairo Santos' extra point is good, and it is 24-3 Chicago. All right, so we're getting here towards the end of the third quarter, so we're going to make an adjustment to our Super Chat menu. It is $10 Super Chat for a Skyline shop, but we're going to cut that in half. We're going to say that $5 Super Chat, not only will that get you in for our hat raffle at the end of today's show, but that also will come with a Skyline Chili shot. So get those supers in, help us out. Again, $5 Super Chat now. We got a new deal, so take advantage of that deal. No longer a $10 Super Chat to get the Skyline shot. Now just $5. So a big adjustment to that. Sean Cole say y'all playing football or soccer? Yeah, 3 points, not good. Not good for the Bengals here at this point. Sean Cole says, F. Yeah, I mean, it's trending. Continue to get those grades in. Vote on the pin poll for us of today's show. Yeah, get those grades in A, B, C, D, or F. I'm still at C, but I'm getting ready to switch that over to D at this point. Yeah, and versus against the Chicago Bears as well, so certainly unfortunate. But, hey, again, it's a preseason game. Doesn't really mean anything. I think early on in the game, what we saw from the twos, that's the important stuff. And now as you get to, this far back on the depth chart, it's kind of hit or miss in a lot of situations, right? So I don't think it's anything to really be too upset about, too frustrated about. But, as a Bengals fan, it is embarrassing to, be losing 24-3. I don't care if it's the preseason. It's just unfortunate to be down that much. So hopefully the Bengals can string a drive or so together, just get for some pride, right? Let's try to punch one into the end zone, right? Get about just get 7 points, right? Don't want to leave Soldier Field without scoring a touchdown. I think that'll certainly boost the morale if we can get in there and score a touchdown at some point before we get out of there today. But yeah, not a ton good, especially offensively for the Bengals. So We are back ready for football here at Soldier Field. We got Cole Burgess back there on the return for Cincinnati. Pretty nice return out past the 30-yard line where the Bengals will set up shop. But every kick means every flag is going to come with that. So another flag on the kick return here for Cincinnati. And it's another hold. So I've lost count on how many that is, but certainly something that Darren Simmons is going to be very frustrated about this next week of practice. Rocky Lombardi is into the game for the Bengals. So Logan Woodside's day is done. Rocky Lombardi, 26-year-old out of Northern Illinois. Played at Michigan State for a little bit as well. But he is into the game for the Bengals. So this is interesting. Let's see what this kid has. First time we have seen him since Woodside finished the job last week for the Bengals. So looks like Lombardi's going to take it these last 3 minutes of the third quarter and into the fourth quarter. So we'll see what this kid can do. Looks like another pre-snap penalty on Cincinnati. And once again, the Bengals start deep into their own territory. Sean Cole says, where would you place Joe Burrow? I would have him at number 2 quarterback in the NFL. That's where I would put him. Lombardi, 1st and 15 for Cincinnati at their own 10. Hands it off to Noah Cain, who's got a hole. Gets it up out to the 20-yard line. So a nice first down pickup for Cincinnati. Right up the gut, Noah Cain. Nice little drive starter there. See if that can't get anything going for the Bengals. We got someone that says, let's go, Rocky. I believe in you. Let's see. We're all finding out here for the first time together. So we'll see what he can do. I remember seeing him a little bit in college, but not a ton. So, look, he's on an NFL roster for a reason. So somebody out there has got some belief in this kid. So let's see what he can do. Lombardi in shotgun. Again, hands it off to Noah Cain, who picks up a couple, and I believe it'll be 3rd and 1 for the Bengals coming up. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. What's up? Two minutes in the third quarter here for Cincinnati. 3rd and 2, Rocky Lombardi in shotgun. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Out to the flat. He's got Lassiter the second. Does he have enough for a first? And he does. First down, Cincinnati. And that will keep this drive going. So there we go. A little progress there. Some penalties to start out the drive, but the Bengals battle through and get the first down. 1st and 10 coming up. Minute 25 to go third quarter for Cincinnati. Lombardi under center. Play action to Cain. Rolling out to his left. He thinks about taking off, and he will. Slides down for a pickup of a few. Looked like perhaps a little miscommunication out there with Eric All on that play, but Lombardi ends up taking off. Okay, so he's got some legs on him. He kind of kicked it into gear there for a second. Nice athletic slide down. It will be a pickup of 6. Looks like we'll have one more play here in the third quarter for the Bengals. 2nd and 4 situation, barring an incompletion, of course. Lombardi takes the snap, hands it off to Cain, who gets another solid pickup and another first down for the Bengals. So a little momentum here as the end of the third quarter arrives. That should be the last play of the quarter. And it does appear Zac Taylor is content, and they will take this into the fourth quarter. So the Bengals starting to get a little bit of momentum here going. And we'll see if they can continue to extend this drive and push it down the field and get into the end zone for Cincinnati here. Reminder to share today's video for us on social media. That was our main goal of today's show. We're trying to get those shares numbers up, and as I look down, it looks like I owe another Bean Boozled. So every 10 shares is a Bean Boozled. We'll do another one here. We'll spin this wheel as we get ready for the start of the fourth quarter here. And looks like we have, Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks here. So let's go into here, and this is going to be brutal. Where is that one? Okay, here we go. Another Bean Boozled for 10 more shares. So appreciate you guys sharing this video for us on social media. Again, that is our main goal, to get as many shares as possible. So here we go. First time I've taken one of these, and I've gotten a good one. Tutti Frutti. How about that? We'll take it. Don't need to wash anything down with this one. But it does. It's funny because it like lingers with the other beans in there. So it's Tutti Frutti, but it's got like a nasty, it's a nasty Tutti Frutti. But it's not Stinky Socks, though, so at least that's good. But again, remember to share today's video for us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. Share it for us. And also, while you're on social media, if you want to give me a follow on Twitter at @StoneShields_. That's where all of our Bengals content will be posted. All of our videos. We have pretty much daily videos. Not quite, but just about daily videos out for you guys. Again, after today's the game ends, we'll have an instant reaction video out for you guys. So make sure you stay tuned for that. At this point, it appears it's going to be a pretty negative one, unfortunately. But it is the preseason, so of course not going to count against the Bengals record. But we will have that out for you guys, and we'll get some winners and losers out tomorrow as well. So plenty to look forward to here at Bengals Breakdown. We've got you covered with all the latest Bengals information. It looks like some rain has started to fall in Chicago, so that makes things a little bit more dicey when it comes to throwing the football, of course. So it looks like it really has kind of picked up here. So we'll see if oh yeah, that rain's coming down pretty hard. They're showing guys on the sideline, and they are all soaking wet. Jermaine Burton still has his pads on, by the way, but we have not seen him in the second half. So I would imagine his day's done, but he still has his pads on. Lombardi under center. I think we can expect a lot of running here to end out this game. Gives it to Noah Cain. Pick up for a couple. And it'll be 2nd down and 7 as the Bengals approach midfield. No, Kane's shown a little pop here for the Bengals. So haven't seen him get extended playing time, but we're seeing that here this afternoon. And certainly like what we've seen thus far. Yeah, just so many penalties, Tom. So many penalties, Tom Sparrow. Penalty after penalty after penalty. Lombardi pitches it to McLaughlin for the first time of the evening or the afternoon. We have called his name. And it'll be a Bengals first down. So that was a nice little creative play call from Zac Taylor. Had Lombardi rolling out to his left here, and he just kind of shovels it to McLaughlin, who gets a Cincinnati first down. So good to call Tanner McLaughlin's name as he gets his first reception of the afternoon. First and 10, Cincinnati at the Chicago 48-yard line. 13 minutes, 50 seconds to go in preseason week 2. Lombardi takes the snap, a little read option, and he fumbles. That ball is out, and Chicago is on top of it. Looked like he had some hesitancy when he, in that read option exchange, kind of pulled it away from the running back late, didn't have a full grasp on the football, and of course with the rain pouring down here in Chicago, got to have a tight grasp on that thing, and it pops out. And Chicago pounces on it, and they will take over at midfield. So I am now fully transitioning over to a D grade, and an F is not out of the question at this point. Bengals' third turnover of the afternoon, and that's inexcusable. That can't happen. I understand it's raining, but you cannot put that ball on the turf on that one. All right, we gotta spice things up a little bit. We gotta make this a little more fun. Remember, we cut the Skyline deal in half, so that $5 super chat will get you into our not only our hat raffle, but it will also be a Skyline shot as well. We take a look here at the super chat menu one more time as we go to break here at Soldier Field. Every 10 shares, that's a Bean Boozled. Again, we got some nasty ones in here. I got lucky with the last one, but cappuccino or liver and onions, peach or barf. That honestly might, something about barf is just, ugh, don't like that whatsoever. Birthday cake or dirty dishwasher. Heard that one's pretty bad. Juicy pear or booger. Had the booger earlier today. That was not ideal. But yep, every 10 shares will be a Bean Boozled. Again, $5 gets you in our hat raffle. Give a couple shout outs here to who is in our raffle at this point. That's Twandell Harvey. Desert Ranger Jesus has a couple of entries, as well as Dr. B as well. So let's try to up that a little bit. Somebody can get some more people in there for that hat raffle and make that duck race a little bit more exciting. That we'll get to at the end of the game. That is not true. The $10 Skyline shot, that has been lowered to $5. So a little in-game adjustment there on the Super Chat menu. Skyline shots are $5. $20 gets you into our Jungle Club. You send in a $20 Super Chat, your name will get put on this mini Bengals helmet. And when that helmet is full of names, we will have that raffled off to one of the names on there. So looking forward to building a Jungle Club. I understand it's the preseason, so it's kind of had a bit of a slow start. But by the time this regular season kicks around and Joey Burrow's out on the field for Cincinnati flying around making plays, I think we'll have several people as a part of the Jungle Club, and we'll get that helmet raffled off in no time. Again, 24-3, Chicago has the lead as the rain is coming down at Soldier Field. They have it at midfield, and it is a handoff. Camera doesn't think it's a handoff, but that's all right. Couple of yards there into Bengals territory for Chicago. Second and 7 for the Bears. Just over 13 minutes to go in the ball game. And quarterback keeper, Bagent's got it and slides down for another nice pickup for Chicago and another Bears first down. Yeah, this third team Bengals defense is just, it's not good. They're giving up a lot of big plays. They're not stopping the run. They're giving up a lot of completions. I mean, Tyson Bagent has looked good, honestly. Caleb Williams had a phenomenal end to the first half, but Bagent's really come in and has played well from the jump here in the second half for the Bears. Bagent rolling out to his right, dumps it off. Pass is complete. And Josh Newton is there on the tackle for only a 2-yard gain for Chicago there on that one. Marissa Contepelli talking to Teddy Karras on the sideline here. One thing about the preseason, they always got to have these player interviews, whereas, people like us, we just want to see the game, but that's all right. Teddy Karras hoping for a big year. Handoff on the play, tackle for a loss. Several Bengals there on the stop. Nice play there. That'll bring up third down. Get those threes in the comment section. Yes, Dr. B with another reminder. $50 super chat. Skyline shot with the Bean Boozled as well. Thank you, Dr. B, for that. Big third down here for the Bengals. Don't want to get this too out of hand. You don't want to be taking a 30-3 score home with you. 3rd and 15 for Chicago. Bagent in shotgun. Takes the snap, looks over the middle, dumps it off, and the running back has it, and that's a bigger gain than you would have liked, but luckily it'll still be short of the first down marker. P.J. Jules in on the stop for Cincinnati. Fourth down coming up. Let's see what Matt Eberflus elects to do here. I believe they're kind of in no man's land here, so be interesting to see what kind of decision they make. A good stop overall there by the Bengals defense on that drive. Dr. B says, I will always remind you. I appreciate that. Every time we go to the Super Chat menu, I got to remember to say the $50 Super Chat is also a Skyline shot and a Bean Boozled at the same time. So the Bears are going to attempt a field goal here with Cairo Santos, a 51-yard attempt, 10.5 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good by Santos, and it is 27-3, Chicago. Just really getting out of hand at this point for the Bengals. Still looking for that first touchdown. Haven't really been able to get anything going. Lombardi comes in and he fumbles after Logan Woodside had a pair of turnovers as well. So just not ideal from a Cincinnati standpoint thus far in this one. Let's see if they can't finish on the right foot, though, before heading back to Cincinnati. I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Prize Picks because today's show is presented by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And unlike other apps on Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $100. So sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Told you guys about my flex play today. Haven't had much success with it. Went with the Les and the Tanner Hudson receiving yards standpoint, and went with more from Woodside and more with Burton. But again, we'll have to see if Burton's shaken up, but he leaves the game without hitting that mark. So download the Prize Picks apps today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code CLNS on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, run your game. Really quickly want to show you guys what exactly we're going to be raffling off today. Get you a little up-close view of this hat that we got here for you guys. This is what we are raffling off. This is the $5 hat raffle that we've been talking about when we hit that Super Chat menu for you guys. Quality hat, Fanatics hat. And right now we only have a few people in on that raffle, but it's not too late. We still have a big chunk of game time here in the fourth quarter, so you can get in on that. Get those $5 Super Chats in, and you will get a hat raffle. Additionally, the $5 Super Chat will get you we'll take a Skyline chili shot. So I have yet to crack the can today. We'll see if that will happen before we get out of here on today's show. Bengals getting ready to take over here as we get ready for the kickoff. Again, it's going to take me a while to just get used to this kickoff rule. I feel like it's even going to be more weird once the regular season starts. But Kwame Lassiter II has it, and he brings it out to about the 18-yard line. So not an ideal return there by the Bengals receiver. See if Rocky Lombardi can kind of get things going a little bit better on this drive for the Bengals. Lombardi under center for the Bengals. Noah Cain is in the game at running back. Play action. Lombardi over the middle off the hands of his intended receiver. McLaughlin almost had an opportunity to catch that off the deflection. Not a great pass there by Lombardi. Probably should have been caught, though, as well. And it appears the rain maybe has stopped in Chicago as the sun appears to be peeking out. So it rained pretty hard for a couple of minutes there, but it looks like that is it as far as the rain goes in this one. So 2nd and 10 for the Bengals. 10 minutes to go here, fourth quarter. Lombardi under center. Hands it off to the running back. It is Kane again who gets a couple, where he is swarmed by several Chicago Bears on that one. All right, now that this rain has stopped, let's stretch the ball down the field a little bit here if you're Cincinnati. See what Lombardi's got in that right arm of his. 3rd and 10 on their own 19. Bengals desperately looking to get something going here. Obviously just playing for pride, but getting absolutely blitzed in Chicago 27-3. 9.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Lombardi in shotgun takes the snap. Bears rush 4. Lombardi gets it out quickly. Pass is caught by McLaughlin. We'll see if he has enough for the first down. Nice throw and catch there by Lombardi to McLaughlin. The Bengals rookie tight end out of Arizona. And that will be enough for a first down. So the Bengals stay out on the field and are able to move the chains here. And they're not dead yet, but they're pretty close. That's all right. We might be able to still find a way to get down the field. Let's get some more points. We're just trying to get more than 3 points at this stage of the game for the Bengals. 1st and 10, Lombardi in shotgun. Noah Kane out to his left. Here comes a rusher. Lombardi tries to block him. Again, the Bengals have had issues picking up the rush. I don't know if it's a quarterback problem, not checking into the right protection, or if it's a blown assignment issue. And I see Jackson Carman's on the field, so it's probably a blown assignment issue in some capacity with him out there. Sorry, Carman, for the shot there, but I'm a little frustrated at this point. It is 27-3. But we've seen that several times with Woodside taking some big licks earlier in the game. And you never should have your quarterback stepping up to block a guy blitzing off the edge. That's never a good thing. So we'll see what Zac Taylor has to say after the game about kind of those blitz pickups. Lombardi has it, dumps it off to his running back, nearly throws an interception. I believe that hit the ground, and it did. Horrible pass there by Lombardi. Just tried to float it up to his receiver, and he got a little excited and put a little bit too much on it. And nearly throws an interception, but luckily it bounces before the Chicago defender was able to squeeze it. B.J. Hill, it's time for his interview on the sideline with Marissa Contepelli, and he does have blonde hair still, for those of you wondering out there. Of course, Joe Burrow said when he did it that B.J. Hill had to do it as well. That was the agreement. B.J. Hill was a little hesitant in terms of doing it, but eventually he does it. So we'll see if those guys have it out there, have the blonde hair out there on week 1. Looks like the Bengals got the Bears to jump there. It should be a neutral zone infraction by Chicago. We'll check the penalty on that one. 8 minutes to go here in week 2 of the Bengals preseason. And that's kind of just the way things have gone all day today. It instead will be a false start on Cincinnati, and they will back it up 5 yards. Didn't catch the number, but again, don't be surprised if it was Carman. Bengals just struggling to the finish line here at this point. Got to have a little bit more a sense of urgency here. I mean, these guys are playing for their jobs. People like us might be, feeling like this is over and it's time to just head on back to Cincinnati. But we got guys out here competing for their jobs, and every one of these reps is very valuable. Lombardi takes the snap on 3rd and 12, dumps it off to Noah Kane, who's got a little bit of space, but it won't be enough for a first down, and Cincinnati will be forced to punt it away yet again. So far on Rocky Lombardi, he hasn't really done much. He has the fumble. He hasn't really shown us much, to be completely honest with you, in this one. Again, he's probably not going to be a guy that's going to have much of a role with this team, but he's competing for kind of a roster or a practice squad spot, so to speak. Rico, another decent punt that gets returned out to the 40-yard line. And guess who's in on the stop? Muma Jong Meta. Getting some special team snaps here. I'm pretty confident at this point that he's going to make the team. That's kind of how I feel right now. Obviously, still another preseason game to go, but he's looked the part for me thus far for Cincinnati. So, again, let's grade the Bengals' performances today so far. I am now at the D spot. I'm getting closer to going to the F spot, but I'm still at D. So, let us know what you think in the comments section. No Channel says he's been calling for Zac Taylor to get fired. No Channel, that's a bit aggressive. I think that's unnecessary to make a comment like that. It's the preseason, and I wouldn't be worried about that. Dr. B says F. Yeah, Dr. B, I'm close. Well, we'll see if the Bengals can't get in the end zone here before this thing's said and done, but it's trending in that direction for sure. So continue to get those grades in for us in the comments. Derek's Young says, shaking my head. Yep, that's kind of the mood right now. Just not ideal. Not ideal for Cincinnati. If you bet on this game, if you have the +6.5, that's not going to hit. Unfortunately, that'll be a loss. But the under is still in play. So depending on where you went in terms of the over/under, you still have hope. Dr. B says, I'm hoping this is not how the normal season goes. Don't worry about that, Dr. B. This is not how the normal season's going to go. Because we're going to have Joe Burrow out there, and we're not going to have Logan Woodside and Rocky Lombardi out there. And, it's I don't know where I stand with the preseason. It's kind of tough because it feels like it's only a matter of time before the NFL goes to 18 games. And if that happens, I feel like they need to bump the preseason down to maybe just 1 game, but 2 for sure, definitely not 3. So it's just seeing the guys running around on the field. Like, we've seen some big hits for sure, but it just – I don't know. They're just kind of going through the motions out there, and I don't know. I think 3 preseason games might be too much, but we'll see. At some point, I think the NFL will go to 18, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay, so No Channel, are you a Browns fan? No Channel, is that what's going on, or are you just that pessimistic? I mean, he says he's glad he didn't pull the trigger on season tickets, but I mean, my guy. This is the preseason. We got Logan Woodside and Rocky Lombardi out there. No Channel. So come on now. Derek Young says this is what happens when you don't play anyone. Yeah, but that's just that was the plan today. Chicago back out onto the field. The running back has the ball, and he gets a couple on first down. And Brett Rippon into the game at quarterback for Chicago in place of Tyson Bagent, 28-year-old out of Boise State. And during the Hall of Fame game, he played pretty well. So we'll see if he can do that again here. Obviously, the Bengals hope that isn't the case. Rippon takes the snap, fires, has his man. It will be another Bears first down. Just over 6 minutes to go in this one. Chicago with the ball, 27-3 over Cincinnati. Game in which Cincinnati just never was able to really get anything going. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Bears. And they will, we'll see if they give it to him on that 3rd down run there. That was close. I'm not exactly sure if he got it. That was Devin Harper there in on the stop. I think he might be short, and he is. It'll be a 4th and 1 situation. Looks like Eberflus is going to leave the offense out on the field for Chicago. Looks like we have a bit of an elongated stoppage here. I don't know if Chicago Bears perhaps shaken up here. Well, it looks like now they will change their mind and bring out the punting unit here. Yeah, it looks like one of their offensive linemen is a bit shaken up on the play for Chicago. That'll be Bill Murray. Shaken up on the play. 4th and 1 coming up here, and Chicago will punt this one away. Ball is at their own 46-yard line, so they're trying to pin the Bengals back into their own territory. And the punt is away. Let's see who the Bengals have back deep to receive. And looks like, oh no. The Bengals look like they're going to be starting on the 1-yard line. And never mind. Looks like that was touched, and it will be a touchback. Thankfully, the Bengals have a little bit of breathing room. But that was Kwame Lassiter II was back there to return for Cincinnati. Let's see here. Showing the replay here. Yep, that ball was touched, and then, and then he is in the end zone there. So that will be a touchback for the Bengals. Getting a little breathing room here. Let's see if Rocky Lombardi can't get something going here with 5 minutes to go here at Soldier Field. First and 10, Cincinnati. Noah Cain in the game again at running back, and Hakeem Butler, UFL Offensive Player of the Year last year, checks in for Cincinnati. And we got all kinds of issues for the Bengals here on this play. The play got blown up several yards behind the line of scrimmage, but I do think they jumped prior to that. So let's see exactly what this is here. Okay, so there is no foul for a false start. That penalty gets picked up. And we'll do this thing over. A little redo action here on first down for the Bengals. Again, guys, if you're in here and you are not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button for us so you can get all these Bengals watch parties. And going forward, I don't think we'll ever see a game this much out of hand and against the Bengals' favor this year. So it's really only up from here. Lombardi takes the snap, hands it off to Noah Cain, who gets a couple out past the Bengals' 20-yard line. As we have under 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Second and 6 coming up for Cincinnati. No real sense of urgency here for the Bengals. They continue to go under center and then kind of mosey up to the line of scrimmage and then hand the ball off. Seems to be what they have been doing. Let's see if that continues here. Lombardi under center. Play action. And he throws it into the ground. Kwame Lassiter II was the closest man in the area for Cincinnati. And it'll be 3rd and 6. Again, looks like some miscommunication there by the Bengals. Play gets blown up, and Lombardi's kind of forced to just chuck it down into the turf. So T. Brookie says for mostly second and third stringers playing for 3 quarters, they did okay. I mean, I like the optimism there, honestly. They started out good. That's what I'm going to say about this one. Second team defense started out really good. And Lombardi fires intended for Hakeem Butler, incomplete. Wide to his right. That'll bring up 4th and 6. And that'll bring up the punting unit once again for the Bengals. Ugly game for Cincinnati. Ugly game from an offensive perspective in particular. Ryan Rico has had a lot of work today, so interesting. I'll be interested to kind of look at the numbers of his performance after this game and see what he was able to do from a punting perspective. As this boot is underway, another decent punt from Rico, fielded out near the 30-yard line, where it will be turned out past the 35-yard line. That's where Brett Rippon will set up shop for Chicago. Looks like they will keep it here, so we will do the same here. 4:14 to go in the fourth quarter. Bengals getting blown out at Soldier Field in Chicago, 27-3. Rippin under center in the I formation, play action, goes over the middle, has a man, first down out past midfield. Allen George in on the tackle for Cincinnati. Three and a half minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Chicago has the football. Handoff for a couple on first down. Several Bengals there on the stop. Now it's Orlando Brown Jr.'s time to get his interview on the sideline. Really hoping Orlando Brown Jr. has more of a bounce back year this year for Cincinnati. He's had a really solid NFL career up to this point. I think last year certainly was the roughest year of his career, right? And Bengals need him to get to that form that he was at with Kansas City. And just protecting Joe Burrow from that left side of the offensive line. Chicago has the ball at the Cincinnati 40. 3 minutes to go. Handoff. Pickup of about 7 as that pile just continues to push forward. Maybe even more than that. P.J. Jules in on the stop for Cincinnati. A day in which the Bengals just never could really get anything going. But the positive part about it, it's a preseason game. So this doesn't count. And I'll be very interested to hear what Zac Taylor has to say after this one. Because apart from the beginning of the game, not a whole lot of good in this one for Cincinnati. Rippin drops back, fires over the middle, pass is nearly picked off by Cincinnati. Defense just trying to hold on here and avoid the Bears from scoring 30 points. That's kind of where we're at this point. Just avoid a 30-piece. Fourth and 2, Chicago will keep the offense out there. Spam those fours for us in the comments section. Rippin takes the snap, looks over the middle, has a wide open man, and passes complete at the 10-yard line. Michael Dow, love and honor, in on the tackle. And that will bring us to the 2-minute warning in Cincinnati, or in Chicago, rather. Real quickly, I want to circle through these Super Chat items for you guys really quickly. Again, $5 will get you into that raffle. It's not too late to have an opportunity to win that hat at the end of today's show. So make sure you get those $5 Super Chats in there for a potential opportunity to win that Bengals hat. Again, $10 Super Chat, that's actually not true. $5 Super Chat now will be a Skyline shot, so you could get an addition, a ticket into the raffle for the hat, as well as a Skyline shot for me. $20 Super Chat is the Jungle Club. Got our mini helmet here. We're going to fill up this helmet with names once those $20 Super Chats come in. And once the regular season kicks off, we'll fill that up in no time. But, yeah, Jungle Club, it's a very exclusive club at this point, really just me and Chris. So looking forward to somebody joining us here at some point. $20 Super Chat gets you into the Jungle Club. And then, of course, the Super Chat MVP, which at this point is Desert Ranger Jesus, is going to get 5 additional raffles, but 5 additional tickets into that hat raffle at the end of the game. So at this point, Desert Ranger Jesus has a significant advantage. Let's see if these last 2 minutes anybody can challenge him, perhaps get another Super Chat in there for us here at Bengals Breakdown. And really quickly, before the game ends, it's not too late to share today's show for us. That has been the goal for us all day long, really trying to maximize those share numbers. The bosses have kind of been honest about our share numbers. They're not up to par, so to speak, so we've really put a big focus on that on today's show. And I think we've done a good job, but if if you haven't shared that video, yes, and you are still with us here through this 27-3 beatdown of the Cincinnati Bengals at Soldier Field, it would really mean a lot for you to share that video for us on social media. Still waiting to get back from the 2-minute warning timeout here. Bengals just trying to hold on and not give up the 30 ball. That's really what they're at. I don't expect them to have much of an offensive chance here to really score any points unless they get a pick six or something of that nature. So at this point, just trying to make this the final score and not make it any worse for the Bengals at this point as they trail Chicago 27-3. If you took plus 6.5, it's not going to work out, unfortunately, today. Remember, we will have an instant reaction video for you guys coming out soon after this one wraps up. So we'll give you our instant reaction to that. And, yeah, be on the lookout for that once we get off of our live stream here today after this watch party concludes. Chicago's got it at the 10-yard line. It is 1st and goal as the clock continues to tick here. Minute 44 to go. And it looks like they might just be content on taking this one to the end. Bears still in a huddle here. Now there's 10 seconds to go on the play clock. And, yep, they are in victory formation. So that will be the final of today's game. (27-3). Tough one to swallow if you're the Bengals, obviously. And one more knee from Brett Rippon should do it here in Chicago. The Bears get a victory here in week 2 of the preseason, and the Bengals fall to 0-2 in the preseason after going to Chicago and losing 27-3. But hopefully they got a lot more value out of their joint practice with the Bears. Of course, they lost 2 guys to season-ending injuries there, but yeah, hopefully that went a lot better than this game certainly did, because it is a 27-3 final for the Bengals as they fall to the Bears. So, one last time for us, grade the Bengals' performance for us in the chat. A, B, C, D, or F. Bengals falling to the Chicago Bears 27-3. I think, okay, I'm not going to go full F. I'm going to keep it at D, which obviously isn't good, but I think what they did with their backups to start the game, that I was pleased by that. I was really pleased. Remember, Caleb Williams, when he took the field to start the game, he really didn't do much at all. So the fact that the Bengals were able to get out there and make some things happen defensively to start the game. Logan Woodside started out better, but yeah, get those grades in there for us in the comments. Yeah, we got a lot of Fs in here. Peter says F. Dr. B says F. That's fair. I'm just being a little bit optimistic in the sense that what the twos did out there to start was decent. All right, so give me a moment here while I get set up for this duck race before we get out of here. So let me just cue this up for us. So, of course, Desert Ranger Jesus is going to get his 5 additional entries for being the Super Chat MVP. Remind me here, Chris. I got them all in. Then we just hit done here, right? Set. Go. All right, getting this duck race queued up for you guys. Desert Ranger Jesus would certainly be the favorite at this point. But let's see what happens. Okay. I got to mute it over here, right? Okay. All right, here we go. As we get set up for our duck race here. So it's either going to be Desert Ranger Jesus, Dr. B, or Twandell Harvey. That is the winner here. And Desert Ranger Jesus has the majority of the entries here. So let's see what happens here as we get this duck race started here in 3, 2, 1. And we are off. This is our first duck race here at Bengals Breakdown. Just a little cruising to start. Desert Ranger Jesus. Look at all those Desert Ranger Jesus names in there. 20 seconds in. We got a lead. Dr. B is not dead yet. Now, what I found in these is that at the end, somebody's going to take off at the end. So we'll see exactly who that is. "20 seconds. We had a close race at this point. Can Dr. B or Twandell Harvey get out there in front? 15 seconds to go. 10 seconds. 7 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Desert Ranger Jesus. Now, that's what should happen there. The favorite. We appreciate you, Desert Ranger Jesus. You did a great job today on today's show, getting those super chats in for us. So we really appreciate you, and we will be back on Thursday live. And Desert Ranger Jesus, I'm going to put my, what do you think, just put my email in the chat? Okay. Get my email in the chat there, Desert Ranger Jesus. So you just send me an email, and we'll get your information, and we'll get that hat out to you as soon as possible. So appreciate you for being our Super Chat MVP today. And again, we will be back on Thursday. So for all you guys that stuck with us here throughout the entirety of this beatdown, you are a real one. So appreciate you guys. But until next time, we will be back on Thursday night for the Bengals' final preseason matchup. And stay tuned, of course, for our instant reaction video, which will be out soon. But until then, take care, everybody.